Make Vitality question where he is every single round. He is not on the jet, it is Zeus instead. Sock Chamber.
Okay.
Interesting.
I'm here for that. We saw how great he was on the snipers in their opening game yesterday. I think him jumping onto this chamber, he's definitely not going to be able to get away with the movement that we were talking about earlier. He's going to really have to play disciplined here by picking up this agent.
But the big thing for him is he's been performing no matter what agent he is on. He's played 31 games at Neon this year, 2 games at Jet, and now the first time on the chamber. I'm looking at that Chronicle SOP head to head, and I'm hoping that it's a banger.
Another thing that we need to pick up here is the fact that they've moved to a double initiator mini. We're going to see Sociable pick up that fade and Yetijay on the Astra. Yetijay was previously on the Cypher or the Killjoy this map, but now they're leaning into that chamber as their Sentinel. I'm intrigued to see how this looks.
Now with this regional matchup, Mini, if you were the coach of either of these teams, what is the advice you would give them going into this? It's so different when you're facing a regional team versus someone from a different region.
Well, I think Vitality are the ones that need that advice. They're coming in here, looking at a different composition, and Power, you can see him talking already. He's looking at the comp and trying to see what can we do. I think that because Vitality have the KO and the Sova, it's going to be about trying to contain those extremities early, pushing SOP off of those deep lines, pushing Zoops off of those deep lines, and then once they've got the map control, then making it awkward in the mid-rounds from Yampi's mid-rounding.
And I think if you're FUT, you're probably hoping to show that strategical element, right? Prove that Turkey is not just a region that relies on mechanics, that relies on shooters. Show the global stage that you can very much bring theory and strategy to this game.
Well, one thing is for sure, both of these teams are oozing with confidence. And to take us through Pearl, it's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Oh boy, what a game this looks to be. A massive change in the compositions for FUT, as we're going to be seeing SOP picking up the chamber. This is looking to be a barn burner.
No, I'm really excited about this. I mean, SOP versus Chronicle is like a dream matchup on the chambers. 2 very, very talented players. And here on coming into this attacker side for Vitality, I'm curious to see if there's going to be any changes. If Chronicle's going to be able to pick up in the fragging department on that half of the map. He was brilliant on their defender side in that upper finals in EMEA, but kind of slowed down here. So a big part of this as well. I'm looking at this double initiator comp. SOP does clear the drone.
Just committing a couple shots to that, but it's all to play in Zeus. He's swinging around that pillar, and Sayonara going to be taken down first and foremost. Solid start for the side of FUT on this defense. Let's find some damage forward onto Yetijay.
You can see they're already leaning over towards the other side of the map. Curious though, Vitality maybe looking for a pick.
They will find it.
Yeah.
It's going to be Durka taking down Sociable. Fade now out of the equation. Trademark still here. Will alert this presence at Art. Closer and closer to this site. Oh man, Zeus lucky to be alive, but Durka's going to be able to find another one as Yetijay gets taken down. Yampi will finish the job on the enemy jet. SOP now. Just 1 bullet remaining in that headhunter. So relying on the classic to try to get a bit of damage in and finish off Durka, who's now down to 3 HP. The counter strike coming in, finding a timing, but no, Cristali keeps him covered, and now Durka has to clutch it up, and he cannot. SOP will find the finisher, the fuse is in, and FUT take the opening round.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea here from Vitality. I think pushing the tempo a little bit more than maybe what you would expect your opponents to expect. And then it actually is just well read by FUT. They're leaning A the whole way. They're able to find some good crossfires with that art control that they're able to take thanks to Durka. Good kills found, but Cristali playing really well. This is something I was really impressed with FUT against Full Sense, was their teamwork, their coordination, their trading was really, really optimal. And they win another pistol here on Pearl. They won both the last time they played, and they're continuing on their merry way.
The round is beginning. We'll talk you through this. There we go. Thank you, production. Sorry about that, guys. Let's get a couple shots in. Chronicle again going to be taking some very early damage. Tag down to 10 here.
What if we just watched an entire round from the coach's cam?
Honestly, I'm about it. I think a lot of people would be as well, but they do want to see the action, and that's going to be Yampi eliminated. As Ravik and Sayonara will be able to peel back a hell of a lot of pressure. Durka gets one with the stinger as well, and all of a sudden, this is looking rocky. Swing of the corner. Durka favored 10 times out of 10 at that range, and now suddenly it's just Yetijay. Try to clutch us in a 1v3. The swing out finds the first, drops out, and cannot find that final Vitality. rallying back, tying it up 1-1.
This is a great call here for Vitality. Every round on this attacker side is going to feel like it's worth its weight in gold. And they're able to come through and do some serious damage. Picking up some guns along the way and finding those big early openers. Able to scoop up some of those guns, put the pistols to good use.
Come on!
And that's huge. That could be a difference maker in this map.
That's absolutely monstrous. Get ready to go into the round. Chronicle taking some space forward here at A main.
We just have to cast the round off the coach's reactions. Just try
yeah.
to figure out what's going on.
I've had to do it before where there's just no video feed and I have to just cast off audio.
Oh, yeah. Or how about one time we had to actually watch the monitors behind us?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, Toronto.
Yep.
Shoutouts to that. Hopefully no issues like that, as we will have things very much slowed down. Just a right hook to the jaw of Foot, dropping that anti-eco round.
And it looks like Vitality going to be making a decent read here early. Just seeing what damage Kron can find. He might get pressured. Sees at the ready here for Sociable.
High-low, and we'll be able to find some damage, but cannot get that elimination. Tags both players to 45. Meanwhile, the exec over onto the B site, getting ready to come in. And this will be Foot realizing that they gambled on the wrong side of the map. Still rewarded with that kill, but will to be able to get this back into the lead for themselves in a 5v4 with no real weaponry.
Yeah, they're taking a lot of space here early, too. Want to try to get ahead of the curve.
Watch out! Watch out!
Nice little bait out there.
Tuck away from Sop. Try to fight back into this one, but will just get sprayed down. Yappy coming away with that elimination. Here's the backpedaling as well from Yetajay. Same time, Sociable Zeus gonna get cleaned up. And it looks like Vitality very well slated to go ahead and get themselves into the lead in very clean fashion. As they do need to die to the spike. Still a ways away. Yetajay waiting for a lurk that will not come through.
Just looking to see if he could fish with the shock dart.
Last player standing.
Yampi will find Crystalli, though. And Yetajay does claim Yampi's life for that, so not the end of the world there, but didn't die to the spikes.
Yeah, so it's just a stinger carried over. It's got some money, but it will just be getting the armor reinforced here, get some of that util back online as well. So a little rough around the edges here for Foot. As Vitality take the lead by one. Dirk on overdrive at the ready, but does of course still have a rifle.
And you're pretty far away from most of the ults. Other than Yetajay, he's one away from a Cosmic Divide, so some retake options there, and they're just gonna have a main battle.
Oh God, okay, up and over. Durka not quite seen that one, but doesn't really matter. He just faces forward, is able to find Crystalli, and overall it's gonna be a massive trade up for Vitality. 4-3, Chanel command now in play from Yampi, will be put down on the floor. And that stinger that Yetajay recovers and carries over, ends up doing an immense amount of work, swoops forward, finds that headshot, but cannot get the kill. Prophet able to stay alive, but can he get the res? It's just such a rough position to try to find it.
Last player standing.
Yampi will just bleed out on the floor. Prophet now in a 1v2 to try to maintain this lead. Just that Bulldog, and he's none the wiser that that flank is coming in. Sop just scaling forward. Catches him in the back of the head, and now Foot tied up 2-2.
Yeah, and again here, Vitality pushing the tempo a bit more than you're probably used to seeing them. They're generally a team that's going to re-clear space. They're going to take their times, especially after these early contact fights that Foot wants to take. But, you know, the effective bonus for them, they want to try to see if they can just catch them a little bit off guard, and instead they walk right into that stinger.
Let's go!
They're fired up about it.
Yeah, Yetajay recovering that one. Suddenly looks like a genius move. Carries that forward, now ties it up. 6-3-2 is right there alongside Durka. See if Vitality going to be able to regain control, but that is good early damage. Zeus is going to be tagged down to 10. Does manage to escape with a slight bit of attack for now, but how much more impact he's going to be able to have in this round certainly is up for question.
Yeah, so this is more of what you expect from Vitality. Taking a little bit of a poke over towards Long B, and then going to re-explore some other parts of the map. There was that early contact fight here. They love to set up these crunches in towards mid. Durka just going to be making his way over, looking for any opportunities. Sociable around the corner. Does have a Prowler and a Seize ready, but kind of a one-and-done position here.
Durka doing a little bit of a favor actually by making that noise. Knows that Neon's there, now can backpedal, because if you're trying to get that C's out, you're not really going to be able to catch that Neon with any strong reliability. So now watching this angle. He's going to be on the other side, ready to pop flash after this Nebula, and it's going to be a full connection. Sop quickly does manage to rendezvous out to safety, down towards dugout. Cosmic Divide going to be calling at the same time. Does still have a quarter to plant on, and Yampi's going to take that opportunity. The Watcher on the back. Chronicle, quick ADS in, finds a shot. Zeus eliminated now. 4v5 for the retake. Would want to be able to regain this lead.
Still have the shock dart, still have the Astra. You can defuse it.
It's using it against him. Sociable's got some cover. Yampi with a spray and pray will be able to find Sops. He's going to be interrupted. He finds another one. Crystalli now dead as well. Yampi's just tearing him apart with a stinger in range, and Prophet now has to lurk. And what looked like it was going to be a clean retake from FUT ends up just completely slipping out of their grasp. 4 players survive in Vitality. They get themselves back into the lead.
Oh yeah, the timing here on when the Cosmic Divide goes down and Yampi hits a couple absolute crazy shots. Who knew
remaining.
Stinger was going to be the best gun in the game here so far.
He is a Stinger player.
He is.
He's wearing a mask. That's Valorant on that stage, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Similar haircuts.
This does put back onto an eco. They have the knives, but not that tour de force that you would love to have alongside it to really get that extra oomph.
Yeah, Kron going to be rocking the Outlaw there. We're going to see if he can find any value, but FUT back to their kind of default here, this 2-3 setup. Just looking to, hopefully get some contact fights over towards B if Vitality pushes too far.
Oh boy.
You want to play?
Yampi
Let's play.
Flying away at the tour de force, ends up getting popped, and Sop, he gets dialed in on the angle. Yampi just not fast enough, wanted to try to get that slow creep. Not getting that ult out fast enough, comes away with a good early kill. Knives, however, not going to be connecting, and Durka's able to take that kill. So one in exchange, waits out the concuss, slides in the back halls. Crystalli going to be sending that pop flash and hits one hell of a shot. Immediately, the null command going to be invested, but the spike is being ushered elsewhere.
You're going to have an opportunity here, maybe, for Yetajay. Just misses the window. But look who's gotten in behind.
Very quickly flanking back through Art.
Prophet.
Crystalli reading this, does manage to find a good amount of damage, but just can't quite get that kill at the same time, though. Yetajay is arriving, and he's not connecting the shots. Sop, however, will maintain control of the A site as the spike is now on the floor, and they had already noted the enemy Astra.
And now time becomes an issue here. Prophet gonna have to just pick it up and go. Let that chamber right on the outside.
10 seconds left.
Looking here on the corner. The Haunt having to be cleared, so there you go. A Mastercard thrifty for FUT to tie it up 3-3. That is a massive swing round in their favor.
Yeah, and it all starts with Sop. Just barely able to get the ult orb, get that tour de force in hand, and reads Yampi trying to punish it perfectly. Just so well prepared, so disciplined. You give him that open space. We saw it against Full Sense. He's got a sniper in hand, and he's going to make you pay. He is very clean with it. Just not much hope there at the end for Prophet. Great map awareness by FUT as well. Able to mirror a lot of the movements of Vitality and be prepared for some of those deep lurks, that deep pressure, even though they lose a player to it. Still doing damage along the way.
Chronicle's turn now. Sends the tour de force off the rip. Starts working forward into Art. 3 other players. Little space being taken here. Well, Sop still anchoring on the opposite side of the map. The Nightfall, however, will go forward, connecting onto 2. So they look for these eliminations, but Zeus is unable to hold his own. Sayonara takes him down at main. Opens up this side of the map a little bit more, but now Vitality considering a pivot.
Yeah, that's a huge individual win there for Vitality. And it also puts a bunch of confusion into FUT. They've had to give up so much space. They don't have much extremity control. They don't have much mid control. All they've got is site control. Just going to try to rely on that a little bit. Meanwhile, Vitality trying to take their time, trying to put some confusion into the FUT ranks. See if they can spring a trap. And it's going to be a rough one, it feels like, for Crystalli. Let's see what they've got ready. Thinking about the flash setup. That Cosmic Divide.
0 point, gonna be sent down, ends up getting cleared. Flash, cheeky little rebound, but himself gonna be flashed up as well, so has to pull back. Opposite side of the wall, sending out another one, he's looking for a kill. Chronicle, however, avoiding taking damage. Starling out, just spraying and praying through that wall, but it's gonna be Yampi finding him at dugout. And now that you've got that operator in play, Sop and Yedajay, no other recourse but to strip back and save. Vitality reestablishing a lead by 1.
Yeah, they're doing a really nice job, our Vitality, of creating some map control, creating some pressure. You know, FUT was so good against Full Sends in terms of just controlling the extremities of the map, pushing the pace, but against Vitality, it's a very different beast. It's a much more disciplined style. It's a much more util-heavy style. Whereas Full Sense wants to take contact fights, and of course they know it. They face this team, they face this comp, they know what they're getting into. But Vitality doing a really good job, being very patient. Durka looking to try to find that operator.
And if you can get him in this last second, if he swings it, that would be devastating, but he will not make it around the corner into tower. It's a big round win to be found here for Vitality, and immediately FUT is going to be calling a timeout off the back of that.
Yeah, I think right now you're probably going to be talking about mid-control a little bit, how to establish a little bit more presence there. Don't let Art be such a pain point. And Crystalli tried to buy as much time as he could, but maybe a little unfortunate, but a good reactive fragment from Yampi there as well, dissuading him from really taking an aggressive push through that Cosmic Divide. So I think this is more about map control right now for FUT. They need to, in this Coinbase win condition timeout, just try to force a little bit of a fight maybe, see if they can set up with the double initiator that they've got, throw some over flashes, see if you can get Zeus going a little bit here.
Yeah, I think that's a critical part of this one, because at the moment we're not seeing anywhere close to the same impact that Zeus was having just yesterday. He was looking incredible, especially on that raise, but at the moment trailing behind just a little bit. And when you're going to be running this solo duelist, the chamber kind of fits in there, but you don't have that two-pronged aggression that FUT were bringing to the table yesterday. So he needs to be doing a hell of a lot more if they want to take Vitality's map pick away from them.
Yeah, and this should be a comp that you feel a little more comfortable on this defender side with, compared to what you used to run with the double duelist setup. So not getting that value just yet is probably feeling pretty painful for FUT going into this. Meanwhile, Vitality already 4 on an attacker side on this map, feeling really comfy, situated with a couple big ults coming through as well. Something you got to talk about. They're really good with some setups to get traps on players with the Hunter's Fury and look for that early contact to see if they can do some damage. Instead, it's just going to be Kron sneaking forward, tucking in. Meanwhile, Prophet giving up a lot of space over at A. You can see FUT looking to try to use those flashes to maybe set up Zeus a little bit. But look at the mid-control. I like this overall theory here. Leave the trademark over at B. If they go that way, so be it.
Vitality's going to be thinking that that flash has maybe gotten some more attention tied towards the B side of the map. That would be incorrect. Heavy stack here. 2 in Art, 1 behind the doors, and it, of course, is that Bucky. Yedajay taking a quick little timing. There's a swing out. Gunbarrel's going to be spotted. Chronicle's going to be taken down and immediately pushes forward, rescues that weapon, now backpedals away. Top of the deep angle, hits the shot. Durka sniped out of midair. Now the counter swing comes in. Sociable tucked in behind the box, and Sop shuts down Yampi. And once again, it is Prophet. His IGL bleeding out on the floor with no way to rescue him. The spike right there, just out of his grasp.
Standing.
Finally bleed out, and now it's just down to Prophet quietly to try to see if he can get some damage, and he cannot. Another big round here for FUT. Not quite a thrifty, given the weapons carried over, but it was a mishmash of weapons, and they get the job done.
No, this is a great timeout. Really, really identifying some of the weaknesses of what they've been facing so far against Vitality. It helps when Sop's hitting shots like that. Really clean, and a good setup there. Again,
a 1-2 punch.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. That 1-2 punch.
Well, now tied up 4-4. Vitality,
Checking the situation.
economy starting to get a little bit shaky, still able to afford a full buy, but drop this one as well. That's when things are going to get rough around the edges. Robin on that 0 point. We'll get the spot out here onto Zeus, and that is rough tidings for him. A couple more seconds before he can get any of his util back up. They're trying to make an exit here. Will just be the updraft. He dashes into the wall, and Yampi will strike him down. Catastrophic. Durka able to get out in front of that seize, not getting caught. Relay bolt going to be sent through. Does end up stunning himself. He's a little bit of damage from the friendly fragment, but otherwise pretty damn healthy. Yampi holding his own. Sociable going to be struck down. Swing out though. Yedajay able to hit the transfer, coming away with 2 kills. Giving his teammates an opportunity. Sop is able to find Durka now into a 2v2.
1 enemy remaining.
Crystalli will fall, and Sop has to get it all done. There's no real reason for them to try to swing. They can just maintain these angles. Allow him to swoop forward into their sightlines, and he does. Vitality take the round after a very rough start for Zeus.
Yeah, like the changeup here from Yampi. They haven't showed a lot of B presence, and they put the pressure onto Zeus, and he gets caught before he even really gets to that wall almost. Yampi's so ready for that spot. Great util with the drone. Thought he had an exit, did not. Sayonara clean. And good awareness at the end of the round here by Chronicle and Sayonara to make sure they don't give that operator any chance. Still gonna have that Hunter's Fury as well. So Vitality making some good adjustments. Now FUT has to shore up the defenses here at B. They're gonna try to let Sop and his op do the job.
Not going to be able to get the scout here on this, but Sop won't be able to find the flick either. Sociable now, the one who's stranded on a bit of an island, and Durka, he is coming out for blood, and he will be able to find it.
Recovering it.
Immediate pick coming through, just no way to peel back that pressure. So it's another early player dead, and Durka's able to find Yedajay as well through the screen.
Oh, this is great coordination with the util. They're just smothering FUT. Nice shot by Sop.
Quick peek, sees another. He's trying to get that aligned with the headhunter. Manages the dodge! Oh my god, I thought he had the collab. Will still get taken down by the fragment once again. Gives his teammates an opportunity to try to win this one out, but Zeus is still a world away.
Again, Vitality taking a pause. Waiting for FUT to get anxious. Cristali is making a bit of a swing. Trying to reposition. Seeing if he can get into an unexpected spot. Don't have the relay bolt to clear that back hallway, but you do have the recon dart, so you confirm presence.
Clears it out, and there's the Hunter's Fury. Invested just trying to get the catch here. He swings out, though, he's able to find one. He does get tagged, and now needs to try to avoid this, but he cannot. Sayonara has him aligned, and now it is down to Zeus to try to see if he can pull off this 1v2 clutch. The Nebula Pop Prophet just using that to walk across over towards backside. A check on this angle. The swing in, and Zeus just cannot pull the trigger fast enough. Prophet finds that kill, and Vitality march on to 6.
This is just crazy work. I mean, if you had watched these two teams play in Pearl in the upper finals, it was clutch after clutch after clutch. This time, there's a lot more discipline. There's a lot better post-plant setups for both squads, or at least for Vitality for sure. And FUT this time not able to pull off some of those miracles. Both teams were pulling off miracles, to be frank, but they're doing a really nice job.
I think Durka might have actually seen a bit of the aura around the Astro when she goes into the Astral form. Able to get that spot out, and just knows that Yedajay is tucked in behind screens. Once again, going to be some pressure applied towards the side of the map. Stop playing in this position, obviously. Going to be a lot more reliable for you, especially when he comes away with kills like that. So Chronicle down nice and early. Looking to try to tie this up at the half.
Filthy from Sop. Ooh, had a moment there to Durka, but didn't quite have the crosshair in the right spot. And this is all a little bit of a bait there. Neon trying to sell that they're still thinking about B, that they're still leaning in that direction. This time around, FUT, good mid control. Gives up a little bit of space on this part of the map, but that should be A-okay. You've still got good tools for this retake. You've got the Cosmic Divide, got some extra guns picked up. A couple sheriffs in there, sure, but
Fast lane situated, but Sociable, a massive shutdown, immediately finds a headshot on the Durka, the overdrive. No value to be found. This will be another critical round win for FUT. They can get up to 5 with this buy, and they've got a 2-player advantage. The spike going to be planted deep in the backside by Sayonara. He swings back over towards the stair side, just pushing up into that Nebula. It's going to be Yampi coming away with a kill, though, as Sop will fall over towards that spawn. Yedajay eventually able to find the headshot pod. They're going to be taken down. Sayonara now making his presence known, and Sociable will fall. Tries to get that spray aligned. He cannot! And oh, Zeus! What an incredible clutch up! Surviving with 5 HP! To Yampi's dismay, the round goes FUT's way.
5 HP. Oh, Yampi. He knew that if they could get that one, that could have been the dagger. Winning that 3v5 would have been absolutely massive. Love the way they play it, putting 2 players to control the airspace. Ooh, Yampi. That is a quick little shot, but Zeus able to upgrade and get the instant headshot onto Yampi. Oh, my word.
Just incredible.
That's the clutches I've been waiting for.
Yeah, need to be seeing more of that from Zeus. Still trailing behind. The FUT now with an opportunity to try to tie this up at the half. Yapi's going to be going back over that Stinger. That was working so very well for him earlier on. See if he can find similar value, but for now these players just disrespecting that 0 point, continuing to push forward and trying to gain control over A main.
Got his ults. We could shut down the tour de force, but still the rifle in hand behind it for Sop, so.
They're rotating back into this.
It's going to be that. Are they going to expect that extra layer of Zeus behind the chamber? That's the big question.
Well, now that rendezvous cannot be taken, and Zeus cannot find that kill. Yapi will be able to find the one, but as he gets dropped, he's perfectly safe for the res, so Sayonara brings him back from the dead. Sop now trying to hold the line as his teammates join in alongside him. Yapi sprinting over. Follow-up shot from Sop. He just can't get that scope out fast enough, so Chronicle is able to claim his life. Sociable now here. Dugout just trying to spray and pray, but again, catches a stray. Chronicle finds the headshot. Suddenly, it looks like Vitality are going to be able to get a lead, but what a drag across from Kastali. Hits the jackpot, finds the headshot. Gives YetaJ a 1v2. The spike still not planted.
30 seconds left.
It's right into that smoke.
Slow creep up.
Need that back.
Popping another one, Prophet. He's rotated toward that secret side now. They're aware of his presence. YetaJ finds the first, 22 health. Tapping, just trying to bait out the util. Swings the corner, but cannot find Prophet. Untouched, unscathed. He gets Vitality, the lead of the half.
That's a really nice half, though, for Vitality. Getting 7 on their attacker side, going up against a new comp, some new ideas. Really, really impactful. One thing that I am pretty curious about is the no Cypher, but anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays as we do swap sides, but for now, we'll go into the halftime break.
One enemy. Can't use that yet.
Tired of off-season blues once Champs is over? Fear not, because VALORANT is coming to the Esports Nations Cup, where players split from their clubs and compete for national pride. Will EMEA turn every round into a chess match? Is Brazil about to turn every map into ranked? Will Team USA Ego peak every single angle? The final event of the year is not to be missed. Esports Nations Cup 2026. See you in November.
Not the most confidence there from Zeus in that interview, if I'm going to be honest, right at the moment. You see Turka out in front, Zeus still trailing behind the rest of the team. Needs to rally back as they shift over to this attacker's side. He has to be that tip of the spear. Sop is the one who's going to be playing back a little bit more now that he's shifted over to this chamber.
Yeah, exactly, and this is where Chronicles should also come alive on the other side of the coin. He's very, very disciplined with the chamber on this defender side of Pearl, but one of the things that I'm concerned about here for FUT is no Cypher. I think hurts them on that defender side where they don't have the ability to control that space and get a little bit deeper information, and I think that's going to potentially be a problem here on this attacker side as well, where they're not going to have that flank control, they're not going to be able to watch the backs.
Oh my God.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I'm going to have to see that one back. That's a hell of a shot to find off the rip. Durka now dead. This forces Vitality into a 2-2 split. Chronicle going to need to deliver very similar accuracy if he wants to stem this attack that's getting ready to strike the swing of the corner. And he'll just take one shot, makes his exit. Flash over the top, fragment gonna be sent in, but it's gonna be Zeus coming away with the kills. Chronicle does get taken down, swings the corner, finds himself a second, and maybe he's warming up. Swing in, gets the third.
Spike down.
Now 3 players alive, Prophet to 1. Has to try to clutch this out. Low health on the enemy jet if you will be able to find it, but it's going to be this slow, steady entry from Art down the stairs. 2 players, now 3, ready to counter swing out of main as they hear this tap. Gravwell not even going to be committed yet. They're not believing in it. There's the Haunt. Tries to swoop forward. We'll be able to find the first, but Sociable counter swings back in, and FUT take the pistol for themselves, 1 round away from tying it up yet again.
Yeah, just a really good disciplined play here from FUT, just taking their time, finding that early pick, working the map a little bit. You don't get caught up too much. A little bit of a delayed reaction here from Vitality on this execute. The fragment maybe just a hair later than you'd like because you have to fall back with the chamber, and you don't know if they're going to push the tempo right then and there or not. And that's when FUT opts to spring into action.
But think about how this all started. It was the pistol going the way of FUT, and then Antico ends up getting dropped. Seems unlikely to occur once more, but Vitality could find it. That might just be this map under wraps for them.
And this is a curious eco from Vitality. They're going all over the board here to have that trip to watch for the two players out along B. Nobody going to be home at Art. It's just going to be trying to play up close and personal to see if you can get some damage out of those classic right clicks. I'm going to smoke this one off, but I think that Yedajay is aware.
Watching for this, but it is just a ghost who can quickly be overwhelmed, but he's able to find the first. He's looking for that second. Chronicle running out of bullets. Nothing left in that headhunter, and now whittle away down to 11 HP. He's barely able to find anything on that opposite side. Meanwhile, Yampi's going to try to pinch in, get this potential flank, but he just can't scale forward, because as he does, well, Sociable's going to say hello. Takes a headshot, but he's able to eat that. Survives with 22, and at the moment, FUT still on pace for a flawless.
This is a great idea from FUT to have that extra layer with the trademark to make sure that those flanks are clear. That's something that I was concerned about, and they've already been addressing it very early on in this half. That's really encouraging.
Soft now, rewarded with a quick little shot. Sayonara will get taken down, and Profit, the last one standing, will be able to push forward, grab up that bandit to try to get a little bit of damage in. A couple players that would be susceptible, but it's going to be Cristali checking in on the street side, who will be able to find that kill. So FUT, they tie it up 7-7 in flawless fashion.
This is really, really good stuff from FUT so far. A new comp, new ideas. And here on the attacker side, crossing their T's, dotting their I's, making sure that everything's basically accounted for. You got to be feeling confident coming into this. I love the way Yedajay's been playing here on this Astra. You know, normally on the Cypher on this map, and a little bit of frustration there from Yampi, who's had a stellar map, that fragging IGL for Vitality. You know, he's done such a good job to rally this squad back, both with his firepower and his big brain, but that one frustrating him just a little bit. Felt like maybe he should have got the kill. This time, it's a push up the gut. Just the trademark of Chronicle to watch.
It can be a quick counter swing from Durka, but of course would make noise if he goes sprinting around. Will just be slow scale forward. Clear out that trademark. Yampi, his eyes trained on this position, Vandal in hand. Ready to try to slow it down, but it's going to be Sop coming out on top. As Yampi will fall. A-site opened up a bit, but FUT still not feeling comfortable enough for this. As Yedajay pushing in the mid, will be able to find Durka completely unawares. That Stinger claims his life. Now the B site completely open, primed for the taking. As FUT start drifting their way down the street. Only Sayonara nearby enough to try to do anything about this.
They're re-clearing space so nicely there. Hatching Durka on the backside. That was huge.
Tailwinds into his teammate. Sayonara has not been detected quite yet, but it seems like Vitality also not fully committing towards this side of the map yet, or at least are watching for a potential very late lurk. We'll start shifting over, checking on that water side. As we know, everyone from FUT positioned basically here on the side itself. Swing forward, Propik unable to catch that shot. Cannot find the damage, flash out, and it's gonna be Sayonara taken down. Chronicle will be able to find one, Propik has to backpedal. The rendezvous situated. It seems like from here, it's just to try to play to get some more damage, to take these weapons out of their hands, but it's Vitality, the ones that are losing out. Propik now tucked into the spawn, and FUT, they smell the blood in the water. The jump on the corner, Yedajay giving his life over so Sociable can collect. Bonus is converted, and FUT are in the lead.
Yeah, this is excellent, excellent work here from FUT, from Yedajay in particular. I am so impressed with the way he's been playing throughout the last couple months. When I've been watching the VODs getting ready for this event, the one thing I was really happy about with FUT is how it feels like Yedajay so reliable there to watch your flanks, to be that guy who's gonna do the selfless duty of also setting up some of your duelists and things like that in moments when he has to kind of be the bait a little bit. Tremendous flank awareness, and that's exactly what FUT needs. I was kind of curious if Vitality was gonna maybe rip an early timeout, but they're gonna let this round go. Couple sheriffs, couple bandits. Chronicle just a headhunter, of course, and Vitality looking to get a thrifty of their own to see if they can turn the tables on this one. This half has been rough, to say the least, so far. Again, this is usually where they're really doing a lot of damage. On Pearl is on this defender side, so this time they're gambling A, but they are gambling incorrectly.
And you have to feel like after this one, a timeout call.
Yeah.
Have to come through for Vitality. But still taking the time, not wanting to fall into a trap.
Recovering it.
Pings down, and Sociable just continues to apply this pressure around A, keep everybody focused on that site. 40 seconds remaining. Slow creep up can continue. Sociable.
Catch them.
Just look to try to clear out this trademark. He continues to scale forward, in fact, but now has to backpedal away, trying to get himself over into the cubby, and does end up getting taken down. That's going to be a weapon handed over. So Durka does get himself a Phantom, and suddenly there's an opportunity for Vitality to at least get an immense amount of damage through this round. Stop, though. So fast on the adjustment, looks for the second flick through, cannot find it, but the spray and pray from Zeus will be able to clean up Yumpy. The trademark down, Chronicle arriving around the back, looking to try to line up the headshot on a Cristalli. He cannot. FUT not allowing for the thrifty to come through. They stretch the lead, now up 9-7.
Again, another great, well thought out round from FUT in terms of selling a little bit of fake on the other side. Sociable gonna give his life for the cause there, but then the other players immediately start taking space because they realize that the rotations are going to be so late for Vitality that they can get into positions where they can cut them off before they're really ready to fight. And that's exactly what they do. Sop does a great job, and then the reinforcements are right there coming up the ramp behind him. So here in this Coinbase win condition, a lot to talk about for Vitality. You are going to finally be able to get into that operator. That was another thing I was really thinking about with these 4 rounds in a row that you're able to string together as FUT. You're keeping that operator out of Chronicle's hands. You're not allowing any kind of economy to be built up as well. So it's going to make it that much more difficult if this round doesn't go Vitality's way. It may just be GG. It just may be map.
Yeah, I mean, you see here in the Coinbase win condition, he does have that operator, but he's so far away from that tour de force, so doesn't have that potential opportunity to go back to back should he lose this weapon, so he needs to maintain control of it. At the moment, it feels like Vitality certainly feeling a little bit scattered. FUT have the upper hand. They're one away from hitting double digits. London, let me hear you if you want to see Vitality bring this back.
Okay, they're coming into their ult cycles. They're really close to it as well for Vitality. One away from the Hunter's Fury and the Cosmic Divide, but so are FUT. You have the Blades for Zeus. J one away from his Cosmic Divide as well. Cristalli not too far away from the KO ult. Same with Yumpy, so pretty pivotal rounds here in this map. Went to overtime the last time these two teams played. It's Vitality going to be able to make another comeback.
Oh, Zeus, did he catch a glimpse? I think he might have done. But it's going to be a Hunter's Fury now out. Swing at the corner, and Chronicle dead. The operator down. Sop favored on the angle. As Yumpy tries to play forward into the smoke, but Sop just disrespects it. Lunges in. And at that HP, the shorty will still get the job done. Vitality once again now on the back foot. A 3v5, a couple players low. Zeus playing point, however. Durka is completely caught off guard. Spot onto the jet. Shock dart going to be lobbed in. Zeus will get taken down. Quick little exit, and Sop able to avoid execution.
He's got to save. Nothing left to do. Couldn't find any more value.
And they can't get to the operator either. It's just stranded there on the site. FUT are going to get themselves up to double digits. Meanwhile, J, he's sprinting all the way through A main. He wants to take these guns out of their hands. He knows that they're in dire straits. Whether or not he can find it, we'll have to see. But yes, he does. Just locks on. Finding Sayonara right as the spike goes off.
Look at how locked in FUT is right now. This is usually a team that would be getting on their feet, that would be kind of trying to get in their opponent's heads, but they're just so dialed in. It helps when Sop is just so good at point of contact. He's been incredible when you give him an operator, and so reliable so far here in London. And then they just do a great job using that fade to clear into that smoke to make sure that Yampi's attempt at a cheeky little play doesn't profit anything. Here goes Sop again.
Zerka trying to take this forward space, but counter spam out. Barely able to find any damage on the Sop. He gets whittled away at down to 70 HP. And immediately Vitality just make their exit, giving up this space, and it looks like FUT is just going to pump the brakes, play it quiet, and then rescale forward.
They're definitely feeling confident. Feeling like they can take these fights. It's a little bit of a tricky read for Vitality because we've already seen that sometimes the fade will be on their own.
Ready.
Just seeing Sop here.
Oh, Prophet going to be lucky to be alive. Sop's been showing that he's typically going to be good for those, and that's why he's continuing to push forward. He's just disrespected this Nebula. He's sliding in behind two players. He hears this drone going. He sees the burst, and he hits the top! Sop is destroying them! As Yampy is able to find one, but he will then fall. Yedijay just turning back, cleaning up the enemy KO. Whoa! However, fighting back is able to find two, but Sop hits the quick scope. Prophet dead. The A site opened up. And now it's just Chronicle to try to see if he can somehow turn the tides, get this clutch.
He's done it before.
Sees the weaponry, has to make the noise.
Ready.
Swaps off the Guardian Sop again. Look at him dialed in, but okay, Chronicle able to fish out the kill. Takes it into the 1v1, and once again, Yedijay is playing this patiently. Delayed reaction, setting up that grab well. Chronicle tries to bait him forward. The jump peek out, damage not to be found. Yedijay trying to play the timing, but now he's going to be taken low. 10 bullets remaining, the swing forward. The Chronicle will be able to find that kill. But dear Lord, it ends up getting so very close. It looked like FUT had that one in hand, but it's a Red Bull clutch for Vitality to try to rally back.
And this is exactly what Vitality was doing previously, getting these clutches, getting these 1vx's to give themselves a chance to send it to overtime. And who else but Chronicle to do it again? My God, Sop, absolutely nasty.
So many players would just maybe whip that follow-up shot, maybe not connect with the head. He's just so damn fast with it, but yeah, that is a devastating round to drop for FUT.
You want to play?
You know, it would have been curtains if you could get that one. 2 ops here, if you include the tour de force for Vitality. Sop still has one of his own. Again, a lot of ults available for FUT in this round. A couple on the other side for Vitality. Some great retake ultimates there for the defenders. Chronicle inched so far forward. Is there going to be any opportunity?
I need a...
Yedijay not going to give him anything just yet. Wouldn't expect him to try to challenge this.
He is on an island. He's quite far away from that rendezvous. Yampy, however, going to be setting up that null command, trying to slow down this approach. Meanwhile, Chronicle has the jump. Yedijay just not checking that angle at all. Damage taken, now the finish. Yampy able to find Zeus through that smoke. FUT are in danger of having Vitality be one round away. Prophet anticipating this push up in the tower. Sociable still just having his attention tied towards that spawn side. Will reposition. Meanwhile, Sop unable to find the opener. Goes for the repeat, gets taken down. Chronicle able to find him with a tour de force. Sociable checking underneath, is able to find the first, but needs to do so much more. It would have to be an ace clutch, and he can only get one. The defuse in again, and Vitality suddenly are one round away from tying it up.
And now they're finding their footing. All it took was that one Chronicle clutch. And they're right back into it. Nice little maneuvering here by Chronicle too. Just shows his great awareness. Moving a little bit further forward. Yampy able to hold the line on site to at least get one and not give up his life for it with that no command in play. Really slows down FUT, who I like their approach to this round, using that Cosmic Divide, setting up that crunch. They just couldn't get through because Vitality players just ever so slightly outpositioned and outthought them.
It's going to be the Blades and the tour de force committed here from FUT to try to get a full buy together. Double operator available though for Vitality. As Chronicle and Zerka are going to be looking for some opening picks. They do end up stacking these on the same side of the map, but Chronicle's still going to be able to find value. Just a dry peek of the corner. And Zeus has fallen.
Prowler was behind it. They just weren't anticipating him to take that tight of an angle. Ceding a lot of map control here are Vitality because they still have extremity control. Give up a little bit of space in mid here. Make the shots a little bit more difficult on those entries. Can set up the crossfire here. On to B.
Chronicle again. Just gets in on the angle, and there's just no way to really clear these. They're not committing the utility ahead of time, and now Yampi is out on the wider angle. Sociable is dead. Spike is on the floor. Yettage is going to be able to find one. The jump in, though, and Sop. Quick exit, tagged at 33, tucked into the corner, and absolutely screwed from this position. He pushes forward. Chronicle, another monstrous round. Gets the 4K and ties it up 10-10.
He's coming alive. Took a little while here, making Vitality fans sweat just a little bit. 5 rounds in a row seeded, and now they've got 3 of their own, and we're all tied up. Exactly what you expected between these two squads. The back and forth, and now the frustration starting to build, starting to brew. And it's going to be a timeout for FUT.
It has to be. A hell of a lot committed to that one. The 2 ults unable to find anything. Zeus just dead off the rip. It's time to pump the brakes. Trying to get these players focused back in. And I don't even know if the double op was scouted in this round. I'm not sure if Durka really sent out a shot with that. So they might still be unawares that that is online at the moment.
I didn't see it, so I think you're absolutely right. It's a good start, though. Sop, 332 ACS, but still some work to do. 22 and 12 right now, so just right in line with that average KDA, but I think the problems here are more that I'm not seeing the initiators being able to get involved here for FUT. They're not able to tee up Zeus or Sop for some of these plays where it's a little bait and switch or able to get the utility there in time. You know, that round, Chronicle just a little bit ahead of the curve initially, gets that early kill onto the Blade Storm. So things like that probably got to be talked about here with the coaching staff, with these players to make sure that, hey, we're running double initiator for a reason. That means that we're clearing angles with the Prowlers, with the flashes, with the knife. All these things need to be happening to make sure that we're not giving up these freebies, because they're starting to kind of fall for some of these traps, taking some dry contact. That is not what FUT wants to do here.
Oh, Zeus is able to find a catch.
There it is.
Sayonara taken down, solid flash set up. He's able to find that early kill, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Jump peek out. Chronicle spotted, Prowler going to be sent through. Disrespects that, wants to try to get onto the angle, but FUT do wait it out. They hear the exit. So Nightfall's going to be committed and doesn't manage to collide with anyone. Tropic, however, now going to be scouted out, unable to try to clear that haunt in time, and Sop will find his head. Scale forward into Secret. Chronicle peeking into the angle, will be able to find that opener. 3v4 as they look to try to get this retake going, but Zeus is able to strike again as Yampi will fall the push forward. Chronicle now with the covering fire will be able to keep him alive for a little bit longer, but Zeus does take him down. Cash aplenty. Durka doesn't need to try to hold on to the operator, but he won't be allowed to. Zeus, a monstrous round in his own right. They call the timeout. He comes out swinging, finds the 4K, and FUT find the lead once again.
This is absolutely beautiful. Great timeout here from Vlad and Bambino. I mean, doing a really nice job. You get that over flash, you get the setup, you use the Prowler to clear Chronicle off the initial angle that he's trying to take. A little bit of a jump bait there as well. So this is just that coordination that you needed. I don't know what they're mad about. I think that was a pretty solid round.
Yeah, still frustrated about some things. Could have been cleaner, I suppose, but critically they're able to find that win. But as mentioned, the money is still there for Vitality. They still have this by the slide forward, but it's going to be Zeus counter spraying to take down Durka in the aggression. He's immediately denied.
He got hit by everything there. The haunt, the flash. The headhunter even found a shot in there.
I'm worried about this push, but no one really from Vitality going to feel comfortable enough to scale forward towards this position. But then again, maybe Yampi does. He's going to be feeling like he has to make something happen, has to make a play to get them back into this round with Durka dead.
Great awareness there. FUT again showing that they've started to figure out again how this comp is supposed to operate. Using that Prowler to make sure that mid, they have to re-clear it. They're getting the proper info. This time, though, They commit to this, gonna be a little bit challenging. There's a couple players already in position.
Chronicle still a little ways away.
See if this flash catches Yampi.
Stars out, Fragment's gonna be sent to try to delay. Recon as well, committed, and there you go, Sayonara. Able to play off the back of that one. Cleans up a kill on the Zeus, brings it back into a 4v4 with Duelist dead on either side. Jump forward, Sop trying to scale up into that smoke, but Yampi lying in wait is able to find the kill. The pop flash out, goes swooping, but Castali not fully caught by that. Is able to find the kill, but now the time is starting to dwindle down. 14 seconds remaining. A 2v2, the Fragment to try to zone away, stop him from being able to counter spray through the wall. At the same time, though, Chronicle now has the spot out and will be able to strike him down. Sociable able to hold his own for one. Slots back over towards the main side. The shot not registering, but Chronicle gets it done with the headhunter. Just a casual shrug, another day at the office. As he keeps Vitality alive.
Because of course it's Chronicle again. Again, I love the early util combos here from FUT to get that man advantage, but it's really nice positioning on site from Vitality. Some good anti-flash positions. Frustration from the FUT coaching staff. I think they're out of timeouts. I think only Vitality left with one, so gonna have to ride this out. Back into double operator effectively. Tour de force.
Prowler will get the spot out. He's able to make his exit. There's a Yettajane. Quite going to be caught by that one. Push forward. Sop is trying to make a play over here at A main, but he's completely alone, and Durka has Sayonara protected, so now the orb can get taken. The Hunter's Fury going to be online.
There.
More ultimates ready to go here for Vitality, and of course the Tour de Force already enacted. But Durka will get caught off guard. Yettajane scaling forward, flush against the wall. Is able to find that kill. Spots out Sayonara, swings out, and cannot win the fight. He barely finds any damage.
That is massive.
Well, the null command just pulsing out as Sociable tries to go on the check, but Sayonara has him outdone. Just Zeus and Crystali boxed in. Sayonara ready to strike, and they are not paying attention to him at all. It's a spray down. It's another 4K for Vitality as they move up to map point.
Big round here for the Sova. A nice little change up in the formation. They've been leaving Sayonara kind of on an island to control long A as that Sova, and this time Durka ready to use Sayonara as a little bit of bait, and then Sayonara just cleans up the rest of the round, just catching FUT off guard time and time again.
And look at the economy, the lack thereof. There is basically nothing to really work with here for FUT. A Vandal in hand for Zeus, a Stinger for Sop, a Guardian for Yettajane, and two Outlaws. And there's the first. Didn't have to make it a headshot, but he does. And Chronicle will take down Sop, denying the potential heroics.
And you've got 3 ults to face as well here. This is just bad to worse for FUT. That Hunter's Fury is still there. Durka's ult still there. Now Yampi gets some information.
Hunter's Fury going to be invested. Sayonara fishing, trying to find any kind of connection that he can, and will be able to get quite a bit of damage on the Zeus, puts him to 45. Yampi just going to be backpedaling away, giving up that angle into streets. Knows that they're still very well favored in this round.
Yeah, they've got full map control effectively. The only thing they don't really know about is long A, but that's where Durka's holding the line with the Outlaw.
And he can quickly pivot back towards Art, as that trademark is going to hold them in position. 40 seconds remaining.
This is beautiful map theory from Vitality. We've got all their bases covered right now.
Clear the trademark. Updraft into the drift in. Looking for an angle, and that's a hell of a shot. Zeus now. Blade's going to be popped. Takes down Prophet to start things off, but they need a hell of a lot more than that as the overdrive is going to be enacted. Durka sprinting forward, pitching through the smoke, is able to find the one. The Planter now eliminated. Sociable has to commit to this one. Down to 17 health. Zeus still at 45. FUT have their work cut out for them, but they've made this a possibility. But Sayonara, he wants to take that away. It feels like Zeus with the knives, having to deliver, but he cannot find a damn thing. Just Yettajane with a Guardian, and Yampi claims his life. Close, but no cigar. Vitality Vitality persevere, and they take their map pick 13-11.
This team has shown again that they have so much resilience. They came back, they were 3 rounds down in the upper finals on this map to force OT. Here they lose the first 5 on their defender's side, and they're able to roll it back.
The FUT have their map pick coming up next, but they're going to be kicking themselves because this was so very winnable for them. We'll see if they can recover as we get ready to go to that map 2 after the break.
We saw Sayonara move away from the Viper and onto the Phoenix last time this was EMEA, and it looks as though they're going to do the same thing here, Mini.
Yeah, exactly the same. Vitality want to highlight here, starting on that defense side. I don't think they're very good on this defense side at all right now, and I'm hoping that they've upped it from their regional performances. They do not stack the sites enough. They are not aggressive enough in the early rounds or in the mid rounds to get high numbers on this defense side, and that needs to change. And the person I want to highlight here is Durka. He was 3 and 10 on that defense side of Pearl, and I think on Haven he is the key piece. I said before, he struggles a little bit when people get in his face, and that's what FUT is going to do, and I wonder how he's going to deal with it this time around.
I think starting on this attack, something to keep an eye on with this double duelist composition is how quickly can they take that information away from Vitality. They have Chronicle with the trips, probably propped up in Garage or B here. I think that's going to be key to their success. They also have a Sova there to be able to get rid of those cross-map and create that pressure so that they can kind of create question marks for Vitality, because realistically, what do they actually have to re-clear that space with this defensive composition?
Speaking of Sova, I'm looking at Yampi here. He played excellently, especially in that first half of the first map there. Do you think he'll be really critical in Haven?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think, like Billy's saying, it's about the information game. Vitality don't have much of it. It's going to be about him doing it with the drone, with the recon, and with the calls. Telling his teammates, we need information, let's push out. We need to do something. Right now, Vitality are far too passive, in my opinion, when they've been playing this map in EMEA. And I think that against FUT today, it's going to have to change.
Yeah, they do seem to like those overtimes on this map, and I'm pretty sure they don't want any of that today. You want to go strong into playoffs, who, if they do close out this map, they're in. They're in. They're going to go join the big boys in the first seed towards Masters London Trophy. So let's see if Vitality can keep that momentum going, or FUT is going to bring it back as we send it back to our casters, Achilleos and Paperthin.
Thank you very much, Victoria. Here we go. Haven FUT's map pick. Can they rebound after that nail biter, that close loss on Pearl? This would be a monstrous way to try to push this into a map 3. London, do you want to see this go the distance? Do you want to see map 3?
I know,
right there with you.
I want to see that fracture. I want to see Vitality's fracture. That's what I'm really keen about in this matchup potentially, but we got to get there. FUT, great on the pistols, won both on Pearl. Looking to see if they can continue that streak. Kron gonna have one of his trips cleared early unless he grabbed it back, but I think it might have been shock darted, and he's just getting out of dodge.
Paranoia gonna go through, but Sop is still able to collect the kill. Chronicle gonna be taken down. Great boss of the former map now eliminated. Durka quick on this flank, but it's gonna be held at bay for the moment, and Yedajay tucked safely around the corner, not to be spotted. Clears that out. Just trying to play off the cam. Be able to get that dart, but Sayonara still scaling forward right here alongside him. Curveball at the ready. Tournament though. Yedajay so very fast with that. Does manage to get traded out, but still a player advantage for FUT as they look to try to maintain that perfection in the pistols. Paranoia down into the corner, not going to be catching the player at hell, but Zeus will be isolated, blinded up, and eventually going to be taken down as Durka finds himself a third, but Sociable cleans up Yampi, and Durka, he's just out of time. They're trying to play for some kills as he gets himself a 4K. That Sociable will be able to clean it up and secure the pistol win for FUT.
This is quite an interesting round here. Chronicle there, feeling that pressure, thinking he has just enough time to escape, but with that paranoia, with the visual spot, it's going to be the kill for Sop. The Jet v Jet battle, I think, going to be very crucial here. But Durka already popping off with the aim. You know, he's talked very publicly about how he's very happy to not have to necessarily be stuck in neon jail anymore. Yeah. So maybe that's a sign of things to come. And in fact, look at this.
Yeah, he's going to be forcing it into an outlaw, but look at the armor on the other side, and look at the shot from Sop. The outlaw immediately dispatched, does manage to find that damage, but Cristali is fully anticipating this walk through sewer. In fact, is reading the second approach as well. Sleep, and this is just FUT looking like they have such a solid read.
Absolutely.
Here.
little bit of slip the wheel there for Yedajay, unable to find the punish on a Chronicle. But Sociable has already scaled forward. Chronicle none the wiser. He gets caught. And it is just open season on this map at the moment. FUT, complete and utter free reign.
I mean, we're seeing them have another hot start.
Revealing area.
See if they can keep it up.
Profic's not going to be reading this, you would think. Yeah, gives it a consideration. Right click would have had it, but it's a wag of the finger there from Sop telling him, I'm not going to get taken down, not by you. And it's a flawless way for FUT to scoop up the anti-eco.
Yeah, having those armors, really, really nice. Trying to gamble a little bit. Again, trying to see if they could flip the script or Vitality by going for an, kind of off-kilter buy coming into their eco. So that means Durka only going to be able to afford a Bulldog with half armor coming into this next one. So could be a pain point for Vitality.
Swapping it around, Yappy, knowing where his bread is buttered, says, no, you take the Vandal.
That's fair.
Granted, I mean, Yappy, of course, very solid performance in that previous map.
Trip.
Instrumental in getting the win, but yeah, Plat set up for this. Trying to stop that up and over from either the Waylay or the Jet.
Revealing area.
Drop guard out, not going to be connecting with anything. Recon's going to be cleared. Zeus just popping up over top of the box, but there's that refract happened to be taken, but Sayonara still ends up getting caught. Sociable able to find that elimination. At the same time, Kristali just trying to hold them at bay, but this back side space has been filled, and Durka's able to find one, but the volley in response here from FUT is looking insurmountable. Sociable right where he needs to be, intercepts Yampi on that reclear into B, and FUT convert the bonus.
Just winning a big fight in Garage there makes Durka's angle so much more difficult to lock down. It means that Sociable already able to be pushed up, gets the kill, and then he's able to push further through. What a round there for the IGL. And even though I think there's some awareness that C is going to be where FUT wants to go in the minds of Vitality, they're not able to do much about it. Do have Durka's ult here, but the blades can be positioned off the angle, and Sop can't find his own.
It's a quick shot, try to see if he can catch anybody going for that instant peek. Damage will be avoided, so Vitality for now still healthy.
Hanging on to a lot of the utility here early. Our Vitality looking for more of a reactive play, but trying to obscure their presence a little bit over at A.
Looks like FUT was maybe anticipating that Vitality would just play this the same way as they did the eco, or rather their eco round. Just try to walk at them, but they're hanging back, wanting to try to set the trap, but at the moment it looks like FUT not really going to be falling into this one. Scale forward into mid, just that singular trip set up.
Yeah, timing there for Chronicle. Just no further contact at long A, so needs to put this up to give them a little bit of a heads up. They're going to have it.
Saturate to the corner. Chronicle relaying all of this noise over to the rest of his teammates to try to see if they can find some impact. A Thrifty here would be a massive swing round for them. Stop again with a quick check-in, but will reposition. Everything pretty much being noted and dealt with here by FUT. All angles covered, just the smoke to really try to worry about. Paranoia will be invested. Stops him from going for the defuse. Couple shots here from Profec, able to get some damage. Meanwhile, it's going to be pressure applied to Sop, but he's just drifting slowly in with that shorty. Sayonara will be able to sit him down, but follow up, okay, does have to find a kill. Ball up into the window, but it's going to be Kristali on the off angle to clean it up and rescue this round. Started looking very shaky, but FUT still do manage to maintain perfection.
Yeah, these post plants still really well dialed up by FUT, controlling that garage space so effectively, not allowing for the breakout. And it's Sop who's going to give his life for the cause to really make sure that they can't explode out there and take the space in front of window that easily. Kristali having one hell of a map. 6-1 so far, him and Sociable doing a ton of damage for FUT. Sayonara is going to have to run it back. Sop going to opt for the stinger behind his Blade Storm.
Nikan and Durka able to find the opening shot. Sop going to be taken down, but here's that Waylay entry as Zeus is able to deny Sayonara any value off the ultimate. Just snaps him back. Still alive, and in this fight, the cage going to be dropping, and Chronicle ready for that. Cleans up one, Sociable going to be taken down, but Zeus there, that second layer, and Sayonara peeks out a window. The spike now remaining on the floor, and Yedajay in a 1v4. seeing that first play here, but Sayonara crouches down, denies the headshot, gets a 3K, and Vitality get on the board.
Yeah, and this time, the Phoenix ult so instrumental here to deny that easy B plant for FUT, force them into the trap setup you have over in Garage. A great early pick find for Durka. Chronicle realizing that he's probably doomed in that position with the drone getting deep, so he just has to go for the kills. Nicely played, and Sayonara gonna be halfway to another run it back already off that 3K. Very nicely thought out. Back to this operator in towards mid.
Now it's an injection of cash as well for Vitality. We'll be able to keep this operator online for a little bit longer, should they lose it. Molly and some spam exchange to Garage. FUT just gonna look to go the other way.
Now they're gonna have a little bit of an opportunity. How much can Yampi thwart them here? The real question, not at all.
Sociable continuing to thrive. Just dead on the jiggle peak. Yampi unable to get away from that. Now Prophet try to slow things down. Zeus, however, is just completely disrespecting that. He dives in, he finds Durka. Quick reposition down to Sewers, but Yedajay says hello. Catches Prophet completely off guard.
Planted.
And that is full control for FUT.
Still have a Phoenix, still have some flashes.
Thrown over the top at Sayonara, swooping out, won't be able to spot anything at all. You have to suspect that this is just going to be a save. Sayonara has money, yes, but Chronicle does not, so they will backpedal away. Look to retain these weapons, and FUT will stop them from being able to double up.
Yeah, this is the beauty of this double dive comp. You can disrespect that paranoia. You can rely a bit on your teammates to back you up, or just in this case, Zeus, who was phenomenal against Full Sends on the Waylay. Just able to get in there and clear space, clear sight. And only suffering one casualty here, just Sop is FUT. That's exactly what you needed to bounce back from a rough round previously. Like you mentioned, at least for Vitality, you've got some economy still. Get back into things. Great find there for Sociable. That's just massive for Zeus. And poor Prophet trying to just get out and whoops, hello.
Just a bit unfortunate there for him. But it's going to be a timeout call for Vitality. And one of the things that Minnie was talking about on the analyst desk going into this map was that this defender side has not looked good for this team. Durka individually has been, some very solid rounds, but 4 out of his 6 kills all did come from that pistol.
Yeah, and with the Coinbase win condition, you're probably talking about how you can maybe be a little bit more aggressive on the map here. Make sure that your positioning's a little bit more disciplined for Vitality. I probably want to talk to Yampi a little bit there about some of those angles, some of those things that he's wanting to be holding over at Long A, and just how they can, maybe stall out a little bit more this double dive comp. Of course, it's going to be difficult, but you should, in theory, have some tools available to make this a little bit more challenging at times for FUT, but FUT's done a really nice job of working the map, finding their opportunities, finding their space, and getting into solid post-plant positions that are very difficult for Vitality to break. And I think a lot of this is just for FUT making sure you don't run into that operator early. Don't give Durka any easy freebies, because that's been the only real kind of thing that set you off balance, that's changed the destiny of this map for you so far.
Well, they're going to look to just deal with it their own way, which is with an operator in the hands of Sop. Let's have him maybe go in for the challenge. Now, not going to be playing on the same angles as Durka. Boosted up on top of the box in the updraft. Just going to be staring down towards C long, but for the moment, it looks like FUT don't want to pay any attention towards that side of the map.
That recon there, able to be dodged by Yampi.
It's a shallow one.
It is. And we're checking for that close-up angle. Yedajay able to get that cam deep, though. Still, reinforcements arrived. At the beginning of the round, Sayonara was playing pretty far back, looking for that early contact to see maybe where FUT would be thinking. Trying to make a reactive rotate off of that. So, playing a little bit of bend, but don't break. Don't give this Sewers angle up.
Yedajay scaling forward.
Right here.
If he continues from here, though, will be absolutely screwed. It looks like Yampi going to try to clear this out. The cam, however, into the reveal, and Yedajay has the double spray down. Meanwhile, the entry attempt, Zeus will be taken down, but Sayonara pushing forward. The paranoia not going to be mattering. The Sop does swoop in. able to spare their blushes a bit and get them back into a player advantage. Chronicle frantically trying to spam any elimination that he can get that brings us back to parity. Nothing is found.
Give me a corpse.
Cage is out. It does have the neural hit. He's just looking for anything that he could possibly get. Swoops forward and will not be able to hold his own. Crystalli takes him down, and Durka now to try to exit with his op in hand, but Sop fast on his heels, and he will have the shot. FUT not allowing for that timeout to work. They take another one. Now they're up by 5.
This is just a great reactive play. Yedajay again stepping up to bat. He has just enough time after the cam comes through, and they're not ready for him to be tucked into that angle so close. And we're looking for a timing or vitality to catch him off guard, and they almost had it. They were just a step behind. They didn't read that close corner. Sayonara doing what he could on site with the Phoenix, but just not quite enough. So now the economy going to be wonky for Vitality. A Guardian. Durka is going to have the rifle available. He had quite a bit of cash still in the bank. A lot of ults here for Vitality, but put one away now from a convergent paths.
You just don't have much comfort to really try to commit these in.
No.
Cam's still going to be situated on C, so as the scale forward does continue, we'll get the spot out. Meanwhile, though, Zeus planting his feet at Platin. It's going to be Sayonara dead. Time to be collected off his corpse. The Guardian still going to be in hand. Meanwhile, Durka deep walk all the way through towards that attacker's spawn. But they have these trips set up to try to watch for it, and if he pushes in the mid, the Cam is there as well for Yedajay.
He spotted.
Clear of that. Zeus trained in on the garage angle. Crystalli more than prepared for this flank, but Yumpy just right-clicking in. He takes out Sociable. Zeus has been tagged down to 5. Crystalli, however, wins the fight on the flank. Stop now. Looking for another. Drops down, is eventually able to find the headshot. And it feels like Vitality just cannot catch a break.
And I think they're just a little bit lacking in the coordination on this retake, especially with Sayonara just stepping out a little bit too far ahead. Chronicle will send himself into the abyss, but losing that pivotal player early, having that Phoenix is so integral to this comp, to making retakes go. And he's just standing out there, not ready for Zeus to be able to get so deep on that waylay. So this double dive still giving Vitality grief. And just Guardian.
You didn't have to do that to him.
That's rough.
Rough around the edges of 1-7-1 is Prophet. I mentioned in the previous 4 ultimates ready to go. But if you commit these and you're still unable to come away with a round win, that's when things are gonna feel just desperate for Vitality.
Oh, for sure.
Sop is feeling fearless. Quick scale forward.
Here.
Probably aware that there might be a trip in front of him, so waiting for their opportunity, but that's giving Vitality their own opportunity to get in here, get some info.
Trying to get those players into position. Meanwhile, Durka still going to be dialed in, watching that A lobby angle. And as FUT start to re-wrap, this could be them dead, but it looks like, yep, they're more than aware of this one. Hunter's Fury now going to be centrist, trying to get a catch on Crystalli. Already tagged him once, needs that second. Meanwhile, Stop pushing forward, is able to find a kill, but will get traded out by Yumpy. Watching the exit off the refract, and has the reveal. Zeus just rescaling a bit too fast, but Crystalli hits a belter of a shot. Places Chronicle, but Yumpy still wanting to win this round, to bring this back, gets them into a 2v3. His FUT not gonna be as favored, but Crystalli's just hitting shots all day long.
Durka got over the tripwire.
It's Yedajay facing forward, and now Durka's angle matters a hell of a lot less, especially when he's been noted by the camera. He knows that he needs to save the op, and that this round is going to be too far gone. Has to just let it tick away and explode. His FUT are going to move up 8-1.
Yeah, this is real trouble for Vitality now. Trying to get away is Durka. Gonna have the time, it looks like it. Not gonna be able to push there just in time, I don't think. Yeah, still, I mean, this is probably one of the better shouts that Vitality's had into a round, in terms of they were in a decent position. Like, they read this really well, but you're still getting outdone. coordination here just so good, and Cristalli is on it. He is just so ready for Profit there.
He's just right there alongside Sop. They both have 10 kills. He's back up on his feet. Hunter's Fury, be damned. He got his.
Take over, please.
Yeah, we still have the cam now. He's not coming.
You are on camera.
Yeah. And that is a second timeout call now from Vitality. Was wondering if they were going to feel pressured enough, desperate enough to have to commit this. And they do. The operator carried over, but the cash otherwise, it's all over the place for them. So as far as trying to eke out a Coinbase win condition for the team, it's really difficult to say, and it feels like it just comes down to Durka and Sayonara finding early advantages, finding picks, and then not letting the round spiral from there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you know, Profit's trying to get creative on the map with the Omen, and he has had just zero success. It feels like he's always seemingly being caught off guard or caught in a position where he isn't ready for a follow-up player to be there. It's a bit of a struggle here. Chronicle not able to find much value on the Cypher. So, had to talk about some of those ults, I'm sure. I mean, Vitality's been chewing through an ult cycle for these last couple rounds as well, which is just making matters worse. It seems to be just further making it feel like FUT is going to roll this half. But you never know. Change could come through.
Drop down from Durka with the drone is there. Clears that back, pedals away. Meanwhile, Sayonara pushing forward is able to catch Yenajay there in mid-window. Rebuild space, Sayonara going to be good for another before the ult even expires, and now the neural theft can be committed, but Stop is still able to find Durka at the same time. 3 players left alive with the spray down. Profit's coming away with 1. He gets himself a second, and Stop now. Last one standing. Hasn't seen Yampi. Unaware of where he's at, but wants to just try to play away from Profek, and it looks like Sop is just going to go falling right into this trap. The blade's going to be pushed away. The shot's out, and Yampi will be able to collect it, and that is a massive round win to be found for Vitality. The question becoming, can they get another?
This one gets real scrappy real fast, but it's Sayonara's turn to step up to the plate. Absolutely knocking this out of the park. Gets that first big kill at window. That allows him to refill that space over at Garage, create that crossfire with Durka on the back of the site. Really, really nicely done by him. An individual effort that makes a big difference. Yampi still jawing with Sop over there.
Well, the banter will continue, but this does give Durka an operator once again to try to continue to find value. Sop, however, just going to be hitting back onto a Vandal, and not for very long. Yampi finds that kill. Sayonara plays forward so they can't get the catch off the Saturate. Strange Cristalli going to be able to find 1. But again, it's looking like a very solid round here for Vitality. Key advantages established. Meanwhile, Sociable is in deep on this A site. Completely boxed in, and Yenajay finds 2! Sayonara and Yampi just lining up for him. Now Durka trying to get onto this flank angle with the operator, but suddenly this round is completely back into control of FUT.
What an effort from Yenajay.
Spot out. Guardian shots having to be respected. Durka swapping the weapon over an A long will have made noise, so they're perfectly aware of this flank coming through. Tailwind burn, Yenajay facing forward, taking the fight and winning it. Chronicles shut down, and now it is just Durka in a 1v3. As they drift away, they reflank. That is a snappy shot. But Sociable up into heaven will send Durka to hell. 9-2, FUT maintaining dominance here on Haven.
This is such a nice start for Vitality. You think they've got this round in the bag. They're creating so much pressure here at Long A. Oh my God, the timing there. Unbelievable. That is, yeah. That one I feel for Vitality on. I think they did a lot of great things in that round. They're trying to double swing there together. It's just one of those moments. A heartbreaker. Stingers for Chronicle and Durka. Rifles otherwise. Okay.
We'll find that early value. Vitality a chance to make this a 3-9 half. Give them a decent shout. Every attempt from Durka going to be shut down, and Zeus now finding 2 of his own. And it's just from bad to worse for Vitality with every twisted turn. Cristalli, however, going to be noted, taken down. Sayonara able to put that spike on the floor and get it back into a 2v2.
That's huge. That buys a lot of time here, and Zeus is already really weak. So you've given yourself a shout now as Vitality. And he's just going to go and wrap around his back. Oh my God.
Chronicle.
He didn't see it.
Seen this. There is no knowledge of this. He's been spotted. He's been outdone. Zeus, however, similarly could end up suffering the same fate, but he actually gets a sense of this. He backpedals away. Chronicle now spotted. Spike, however, still there on the floor. This not in play. Sociable. He's going to look to rescale through sewers. Would need to make a go of this sooner rather than later.
And no ult here for Sociable to try to scoop
30
up
seconds
the
left.
spike and go somewhere else. It's just going to have to be them coordinating. They're trying to set up this angle.
A bit of a 3-2-1 swing. As the approach out from sewers comes through. Smoke down. There it is. He's able to find the first, but FUT, they play it patient. They play it wise. And they get themselves a 10-2 scoreline at the half.
Yeah, just incredible again. Our FUT on their map pick. We've seen it before from them, where they do a great job coming back from a rough map 1 and forcing the map 3, and it looks to be that they're well situated to do that again.
Yeah, looking gorgeous, looking favored to take this into a map 3. We'll see if Vitality can somehow rally back after the halftime break. FUT being able to rally back into this after that very close loss on Pearl have been dispelled. Vitality only able to scrape together 2-round wins from that defender side, continuing to plague them, continuing to be a thorn in their side. They need a miracle if they want to make this a 2-0 affair.
And they need this pistol. It just has to be theirs. There's no other way to kind of cut that. So let's see if they can finally get one. They haven't been able to find one yet. And meanwhile, it's all smiles there. Vlad has to be feeling great. The game plan, the execution, very, very solid. Some nice plays individually to swing some rounds back into their favor when Vitality was able to find some advantages. So FUT looking to make this a similar kind of start to the series where they lose a close map 1, win a close map 2, as it was in the upper finals, and trying to change their destiny in that final map and that final fracture. Let's see if they can get there, or if Vitality can make a miracle happen. That is the big question. Couple ghosts, Bandit for Yampi. Profit just a classic there.
They're not going to be going for that Sheriff where he was able to find significant impact, but it's just going to be a very swift 4-player push down through sewers.
Similar kind of setup here, though. The Cypher.
Camera and Yedijay, yeah, he's got to get out of dodge.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to suffer the same fate as Chronicle did in the previous pistol. As Prophet going to be tagged down low, sends out that paranoia, just trying to stave them off. But the spike just now is planted, so there's still plenty of time for FUT to try to get into position. Deep flank. Going to be going through from Chronicle, wrapping currently through that C site. And this could be a big backstab if his teammates can hold the line. And so far, they're doing just that. Prophet playing for the right clicks. Going to be rewarded with kills. And Chronicle's participation not required. Vitality find the critical pistol win.
Okay, it's the start of something for sure. See if they can keep it going. That's nice there that you don't have to reveal that Chronicle was on that aggressive early flank. Oh, Yampi. What a turn. Everybody just setting up those crossfires, holding the line. Nicely done at the point of attack by Prophet this time.
Like we do it! Nicely, take Bambino!
That is incredible. Oh, I love Yampi.
Oh,
what a character.
That's so good. Because remember yesterday, Bambino said it.
Well, Sociable dead off the rip. Prophet anticipating this aggression will be good for a second. Meanwhile, storm forward. Yampi just swooping in. We'll get the shutdown onto Zeus. Meanwhile, Cristali is completely contained by this tripwire. Clears that out, though. Trying to keep some attention tied on his side of things rather than on Yedijay's, but he's going to get the swoop around in the corner. Still being watched for, but hits the top, gets himself a second kill.
Mid.
Clean shots with that classic. Cristali out. Rotating it around the back, just going to be hunting for a gun, anything that he can get to try to get this round back under wraps.
Here.
Vitality should be able to convert this and get up to 4, but the damage suffered is already significant.
That was outrageous from Yedijay. Again, another crazy double kill for him. Just bananas, and now you're going to have a Guardian. You've got a real shout here as Cristali.
12, 6, and 4, both players. Playing deep angles, tripwire unbroken.
Revealing area.
Quick send of the recon, check towards back sight. No attention being paid to Long though. He's expecting somebody to be planted in deep behind that trip. No one to be found, so Vitality will be able to clean it up. 2 players surviving, but it's still such significant damage found for FUT.
Yeah, it looks pretty good early, but there's 2 players flanking here on this backside, so even though Durka aware of it, he's shut down so quickly. Yeah, J.
Can't be upset about that.
No, you've got to feel great about how that round went.
Still going to be a lot of firepower, though. Going into this, Vitality, getting rifles in everyone's hands. Half armors abound, though.
I mean, they
no
know
outlaw to be seen.
They know how important this bonus is. Cristali, a deep smoke early. He doesn't want to stick around, doesn't want to try to take the fight. So the protocols here for FUT, not as aggressive as we saw with Vitality, where they would maybe overstay their welcome a few times.
It's just like maybe a potential misread here, though, for FUT. You know that you did so much damage, so you should be able to find value in that outlaw, but it's going to be sociable finding 2. There at the garage doors. Some shots up from Sayonara. The cage had to be popped just to recover this spike.
Cage triggered.
Chronicle will frantically try to join in alongside his Phoenix. FUT, they're already rotating around, getting themselves into position to swiftly shut this down.
It's a tough spot to be in here for Sayonara. He has no idea how close they could be.
Chronicle going for the plant, not going to be giving this over to Sayonara. Wanting him to be the one playing cover.
Enemy remaining.
Chronicle now dead. Sayonara having to do it all. He gets plenty of damage in, but cannot confirm the kill. No bonus conversion to be allowed. They do it damn cleanly. FUT now going to be moving up 11-4.
I mean, these up close and personal battles, so impressive for the FUT players once again. This time it's Sociable, who somehow finds 2. Oh, the second one. Yampi through the door.
They're just walking on water here on this map.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. They're well situated, and now that buy-up not going to be there for Yampi because they invested a little bit extra into that bonus to try to get it to go. Still, though, as the Sova, you're probably playing behind those duelists a little bit, so if one of them falls, you can maybe scoop up the gun. And
given the way things have been going, yeah, you can do that because they've been getting picked apart.
Yeah.
Watch your eyes.
Saturate going to be lobbed forward. Sop is just storming his way into a lobby. Jump over the top of the box, and Sop is still going to be able to find one. Can he make his exit? Updrafts around the corner, he's tagged down to 10 HP. Meanwhile, Cristali coming away with 2. Paranoia out the pace forward. Cristali going to be caught. And suddenly back into a 2v2. The flank getting ready to come in. Sociable just having to give up the space. Positions into the corner. He's going to face forward, and he's going to be able to find the shot. Prophet dead. Another quick reposition back towards that sewer side now. Yampi is boxed in.
You can just play patient as FUT.
There's nowhere to go but forward.
I mean, if he tries to make a move, he should be starting to get a sense that J could have pushed up.
Still just concerned about that sewer angle. I mean, from here, if you can find the first, it will allow you to pivot, but J, when you're around the corner, and Yampi just cannot align it fast enough. J claims him. His FUT now moves up 12-4. Map point is there. Fracture on the horizon.
Yeah, FUT's got a great read off the rip of how this round is going to go.
It's also bold as all hell.
Oh, that's exactly where I was going next. I'm like, Sop, just absolutely zero fear in this. When you're up 11-4, you know you can just send it a few times to test your opponents. And Minnie was talking about this on the desk, that maybe that Vitality has a tough time when it's up close and personal, when they get in their face like that, and Sop knows it, and he takes advantage of it.
I think it looks like he's playing Phoenix with a run it back. Just sprinting at them. Outlaw will be now in hand. 3 half armors to try to capitalize on. Quick little backpedal, and Zeus at the same time scaling up into mid window. Gets himself very quickly situated. His run it back is going to be committed. Sprint straight up through long onto the side itself. Zeus clears that out. Sayonara going to be snapped back. Zeus plants his fade, and he's able to find Yampi. Sop gets himself a second. Prophet dead. Chronicle approaching on the back, and this time Chronicle will be able to win out that fight. Immediately investing the ultimate. And Stop tries to drop down out of heaven, and Durka, he gets a nice little how do you do to Crystalli. Drafts into the window, finds that kill, and it looks like Yedijay not going to be trying to play this one out. At least faking that he's going for the save. Now we'll try to rescale back up. For the first one, he's got to contend with, and he just dispatches him so swiftly.
Get out of my way.
A 1v1, the blades popped. Durka to try to keep them alive in this map. He's getting poked and prodded and sprayed down to death. The defuse is there, and its dominance on display. FUT will take us the distance. 13-4. We're going to Fracture.
That was incredible work from them, top to bottom at attacker's side. So dominant. And then a few rounds here where they're able to work a little bit of magic, get a few bounces their way, and claim a pretty clean defender side.
Fracture will decide it all to see who is going to be getting a 2-0 record to start off Masters London. FUT looking clean. Can Vitality rally back? We will find out after the break.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Welcome back, FUT, bring it back, and we are gonna go the series today between Vitality and FUT. Now, Billy, I know you're supporting FUT today, you're predicting them to win today. I think TMV is also predicting for them to win today. He is so loud right now. Those of you can see him in the stadium waving there, absolutely delighted. It was a bit of a masterclass by FUT on Haven. They made it look so easy.
Yeah, the energy has been electric. I mean, I had them in my predictions. Obviously, I love both the EMEA teams, letting the bias run through here. But I'm really happy for FUT, because if I said to you at the very start of this event coming into it that FUT could have the potential to be one of the flawless teams going into playoffs, I think you would have looked at me as if I was a crazy person.
Yeah, a definitely underrated team for sure. Like,
I thought you say yes, being a crazy person, but absolutely, yeah, underrated.
yeah, no, you are crazy, Billy. Yeah.
Thanks for
Just
that, Minnie.
crazy.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, I feel less like a fraud as well, because I said that I thought this series was going to go to 3 maps. We're going to get a banger on Fracture, and I also said that Vitality on their defense, they weren't so good before, and it was once again not very good this time around. And here we're going to see some beautiful XX from FUT. Honestly, just doing their usual stuff, grouping up together, going into sites, and making it very awkward for Vitality. The sync on Vitality's defense didn't seem there at all. You see some of these setups here, it just doesn't seem to be working at all. All FUT had to do was do their normal kind of stuff, normal kind of playstyle, and they just overran Vitality every single round, every single time. Even if Vitality had stacks and had reads, it did not matter. Zeus was dashing in, Sop was making space, the trades were there, and the kills were there.
FUT are this type of team though, right? If you let them punch you in the face, they will keep punching and punching and punching. And Vitality, we had worried about the team cohesion when I think back to their group stage performance. And as you kind of hinted at there, Minnie, I think there was moments where that was missing for Vitality to be able to punish this or even stop any sort of aggression coming in from FUT.
Yeah, the rounds were really snowballing. They had 7 rounds before Vitality could find any breath of air.
Yeah, I did actually like some of what Vitality were bringing early. Some pushes I asked for more aggression, but it was just they couldn't hold sites at all. It was very strange that the synergy was just completely off. And going into Fracture, a map that requires you to have a very strong defense, a very strange way of playing where you're pushing out quite a lot, that's not a great sign for Vitality.
Now, there's a player that we haven't spoken about a lot. It's Crystalli. What are your thoughts on his performance today? I mean, he's been pretty integral.
Not just today, but throughout this event so far. far, he's really impressed me. I think as well, we have to consider his role here, right? Being that initiator, being that person that's constantly having to set Zeus and Zop up for them to go on and fry. And I think, honestly, for him to come through and have the individual performance that he's having at this global event, he's not ever really just picking up one kill. There's 2 here and there, maybe even 3. And I'm really impressed with him so far, Mini.
Yeah, I think in EMEA, he's one of those players that gets like, he's a little bit just like to the side. Like we've got players like Sop on this team, we've got players like Zeus popping off now, Yetoje, and so he's just off to the side a little bit. I'm hoping that this, like having FUT firing from head to toe all the way through their roster like this is scary right now. If Crossity is also deciding to turn up, this is dangerous for Vitality.
I think it's good for them too, right? Because as you're mentioning, they don't have to just rely on one individual. Like, we're not looking at FUT and going, oh, but they're like one person carrying the team. No, you can see every single player pop up when it matters most.
Definitely, and we did see them play yesterday on Fracture, and they dominated against Full Sense, against Sop on that jet. I know it's not just the Sop show, but it's really hard to resist highlighting him on this map. Whereas on the other side, Vitality, as far as I understand, over in EMEA was their permaban.
Yeah, they'd be banning it every time they could, and when they couldn't, it was just because they knew the other team wouldn't pick it against them. So interesting to see, like, Theorycraft maybe what they might be playing today. I think for my money, they're going to probably go for a double duelist approach, maybe Raze and Phoenix, maybe running it out with a Cypher, maybe quite a standard approach in my opinion.
Yeah, I think the Raze and Phoenix almost feels like a given, right? We're probably expecting to see Sayonara jump onto that Phoenix. We're expecting Derka to be on the Raze, and I really want to see them warm up to this, right? They're one map away from being able to make it to that playoff spot, and it's just this moment now where it gets to crunch time.
That's right, and they are, we talk about Vitality being the super team right now, but to be at this very point against FUT on map 3 of Fracture, it's hard, you know, to be as confident in my prediction for Vitality today, Mini.
Yeah, of course, but they have been probably working on this in the background. They're going to come out with some new ideas. This is the perfect opportunity to surprise FUT with something new. Even if it is a standard approach, let's see some of that new micro, some of these new lineups, some of this new gimmicky stuff. Like, you can gamble a lot more when there's no tape on you, and FUT do not have that advantage. They played it before. Vitality would have been staying up overnight watching that tape, and hopefully coming in today with both a new game plan and some new playbook.
And a reminder of how successful FUT were yesterday, taking control of those extremities. Sop being on the sniper was absolutely a highlight, and it looks as though we are going to see that Phoenix and Raze, as you kind of hinted at, Mini, from this Vitality squad. I think Yappy on the Fade here is a really great pairing. It looks as though it's more of a standard kind of composition for Fracture.
Yeah, pretty standard. The thing that we're going to look for Vitality is how much are they going to farm these orbs to Sayonara. I want to see every anti-eco, every eco. I want to see them running around that map, trying to get him as many ults as possible. 3 is the minimum for me. 4 is the maximum that he could probably get. On the FUT side, yeah, same composition as yesterday, starting on that defense. I loved how aggressive they were, how they were pushing out. I said that there's no team in the Swiss stage that I've been impressed by with their fractures regionally. I think that FUT are starting to understand it. It's not about holding sites, it's about pressing up forward, it's about pushing out, and Vitality are going to have to be very careful about that today.
And on this defensive side, watch out for Yetoje sitting in tower on that B site with his little rat plays that he does over back in EMEA. I'm really excited to see how that transitions, especially considering you're going to have a Raze diving into site for you. You're going to have a Phoenix flashing their way in as well. Yeah, I mean, the fact that we have one map away now for one of these EMEA teams to be able to lock in playoffs, I never would have thought that FUT would have found themselves in this position.
Well, this is really exciting. We are about to find out who our first playoffs team is going to be. FUT or Vitality London, are you ready for this map 3? Casters, Achilles, Paper Thin, please take it away.
Oh, come on, London, you can do better than that. London, are you ready for map 3? That's what I'm talking about. Playoffs on the line, one final map to settle it between FUT and Vitality. As many were talking about, FUT showing this, looking dominant on it, but Vitality do have that potential advantage of being able to study it, see their tendencies, and then pick them apart.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I fully agree with Mitty here that what was so impressive was how active on the map FUT is on this defender side, and already looking to get a little bit aggressive over towards Dish. Now, nobody here for Vitality. They're taking it slow. They're looking for their opportunities. over on the cross corner.
Chronicle just going to be watching for this, spots out the two players. Meanwhile, Yetaje, a couple shots flying his way. Drops that cage, trying to dissuade them from scaling forward. He does have that frenzy, but now has to backpedal over towards tower. But Sociable on the peek out, a frenzy of his own. He's able to find the kill. Chronicle is going to be struck down. Big haunt reveal, but just can't quite capitalize there for Cristalli. But some damage is found on top of that elimination. Now Sayonara completely outdueled. Falls to the wayside as the spike gets planted. Still 5 players strong, but Yetaje will end up getting put 6 feet under. Zeus able to find one. Sociable getting a third. Durka now having a backstab, makes his presence known. And it needs to be clean and taps, but they will overwhelm him. And Sociable gets the 4K to continue to rack up these pistol wins for FUT.
And the comm so good here for FUT, getting that early identification of Chronicle's position, and Sociable so aware, so ready for it, putting that frenzy to incredible use. Nice one tap there, and the rest of the way through, it is the IGL fragging out, getting on his feet for FUT, and finding yet another pistol win. And they continue to look so well prepared on this defender side of Fracture.
And when you're not the one playing the Phoenix, getting all of those ult charges over to the Brimstone is going to be pretty much best case scenario for you. That are the showstoppers where you want them to go. But look at this force by Vitality trying to catch FUT off guard. 3 Stingers, a Marshal, and a Sheriff, as well as those full armors, because they're anticipating this Outlaw to be in the hands of Sop.
Yeah, it's a similar idea. They've been looking for some of these advantages.
Oh. Here. There's the one shot. The Marshal not necessarily going to tell you that everybody else does have weaponry. They will soon find out as Durka has to clear that Prowler, so Stingers are heard. FUT in the potential bad news. Can they stem this tide? Yetaje, he says yes. He finds one, blind through that smoke.
A kill trip.
Going forward, Cristalli barely able to hold on to his life, but cleans up Profit, takes him out of tower. Sop is able to find 2 with the 1-2 punch, but Yampi again, that Stinger singing for him. Couple eliminations found, and a Bulldog upgraded, but the spike is a world away as he looks to reposition.
He's going to have a lot of time still to work with, though, so...
Reposition. I think he's probably just going to try to save this, given the investment.
Well,
we'll look for a little bit more damage, but this is going to be a difficult task. Even for a player of his caliber, and Sop will have him outdone. 3K for the Jet, a 2-0 start for FUT, and Vitality have broken their bank.
Good early awareness here from Vitality, recognizing Yetaje's tendencies, but he repositions right back off of that trip clear into a spot where he can get a freebie through the smokes. Oh, Sop.
That's just gorgeous.
He is so comfy on the Jet. You know, such a good Neon player, and his Jet is remarkable. His fearlessness, his aggression. He loves to get in your face. He loves to get up and over, and he's a great sniper. He's doing it all for FUT.
He's just looked electric. Orb going to be taken. Sociable wise to this, knows that there's going to be a second layer. Does just have to allow for that Phoenix to claim it, but here comes the Judge. Will able to find one. Meanwhile, that topside crunch going to be coming in. Takes a little effort from Zeus, but eventually will have the shots aligned with that Spectre in hand, and now it's just Chronicle to try to see if he can get some damage in.
They're pinging it out. They kind of forget about it for a second there, and he does get one, but Sociable has the Bandit, has the headshot, and that's going to be FUT going up 3-0. A rough start here on the attacker side for Vitality. Again, you got to start already thinking here as Vitality about maybe an early timeout, maybe talking about how you want to handle this Cypher util, because it's gotten a couple early kills where they're able to play off of it pretty quickly.
Enough said.
That's all you needed.
Yeah.
Job done.
Here. Outlaw still going to be retained. It's only Yampi with half armor, though. See if Sop can line up some headshots. He's one away from the blades. There's a bit of a backup, and that orbital strike, of course, ready to go.
Really push up. Gonna have player there just yet. Spot mode.
Backpedal away very quickly. Clears the Prowler. Tucks back under sight, going for that reload. Meanwhile, Zeus has been spotted. Durka catching a glimpse. Quick entry up and over the top. Swings in, but Zeus has him outdone. Durka dead. He also fights Sayonara. Sociable just disrespecting that orbital strike a bit, but it ends up overstepping. Be able to find the kill, but Sop on high. Takes him down, the spray and pray, finding just a smattering of damage, but nothing more. This Prowler will scout out Chronicle. Cristalli cannot win the fight.
Just J now, still with that Spectre to try to pull off a 1v3. Vitality looking very well slated to get themselves on the board.
Easy cleanup. Yeah, this is almost a disaster for Vitality. It felt for a moment there that it was going to be FUT going up 4-0. I mean, this is crazy work from Zeus. And then you have that ult, and Sociable even tries to get into it a little bit, but that Judge nerf, I think, hurting him a little bit there. Sayonara clean with the final, but they're able to fight their way through. Need a little bit more of that. Yeah, here comes the op.
And critically, they also get the orbital strike, obviously, out of Sociable, so that's a big win for Vitality on the board, but they need to be able to expound upon it.
Right.
Have that Nightfall available. Is it just going to be putting Zeus forward, getting him planted in behind the box here on the tree side of the map?
Yeah, they're going to try this dish angle again, but there's an extra layer to the trips this time. J looking for another time to bait him in. You know, you just expect one there. You don't expect the second. That Nightfall's not going to hit a damn thing.
No, it is not. Durka does manage to get up and over once again. Spam out going to be exchanged, but it's going to be Sop taking down Sayonara, able to find the headshot, and that is a critical victory to be found as they continue the exec. Right now, brought back over to the side, going for that plan. Zeus is dropping down, is able to find the one, but the layers are there for Vitality, keeping the trades going in their favor, maintaining these player advantages. Crystalli will go for a quick little reposition. Spike being assessed. Yumpy can now get it planted into the corner, and things do end up getting a little bit more dire, which it looks like they won't. Still do have that orbital strike, but Chronicle will just lurk his way back in through Sands, cleans up J, and suddenly Vitality are knocking on FUT's door.
Yeah, they're able to break through that kind of cheeky setup, and they get the quick kill. See this, and there's just two players there, and Sop not ready for it. Prophet with a tremendous round, gonna have his ult coming into the next one. Just a great timing there from Kron at the end.
This is a nice.
Do have a couple big ults here though for FUT on the other side. You do have the Bladestorm, you do have the Showstopper, so there's real potential to get this Thrifty to go.
Dirk is one away from a Showstopper of his own as well, so
Get out of my way.
plenty of firepower to deal with. It's gonna be the Blades off the rip. Sop again, just looking fearless. Will he get rewarded for it? The answer's looking to be unlikely, but Crystalli will still be able to finish off Sayonara. Tucks back around the corner, the C's connecting, the Prowler gonna be sent through. Doesn't have much of a way to try to make a go of this one, but now the Showstopper's gonna be lobbed in at his feet. Yumpy destroyed. Like now brought to bear. Looks like a re-pivot here. As FUT realize where this is planted at. Not feeling safe enough to take the rope across though, so this is going to be a very long rewrap from them, and Durka is in pole position to shut them down. Second shot will find its connection. Sociable now dead. The rifle's recovered, and they quickly will be able to overwhelm him.
I know exactly.
And now it's all going to be about time buying here for Prophet. Tamale already going to be sent out, however, and now the orbital strike will have to be committed, but it's not going to buy enough time. He's got to hold his own. He's got to win these fights. Finds them both. He might have just won the round, but he's waiting too long. He's absolutely biffed it. He will kill him from beyond the grave, but it's a Mastercard Thrifty. That's Crystalli, just sticks in a fuse.
Oh my goodness. Seen this with these teams before where it comes down to just somebody sticking a ninja defuse. And this round, it looked like Prophet had done a miracle. Pulled a rabbit out of the hat.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He didn't know. I don't know if he heard the tap. I think he missed the tap.
In the chaos, I think he just didn't know that he was sticking and thought he would have pulled off of it after he killed two of his teammates.
Bring them down.
There's that Showstopper for Durka now. Kind of take advantage of that. A good flash. Keeping Crystalli off of that angle.
Showstopper out, and that's somehow not going to be getting a kill. The updraft from Sop. Quick on that one, but Sociable will still fall. Push forward into the smoke. Yelp be trying to find anything here, but it's going to be Durka. Counter spring, able to find Zeus. Vitality rallying right back into this.
Here.
Double face in, and he's still going to be good for a kill. Finds a full HP player as well, so Crystalli dead. Meanwhile, lurk forward from J, finding the first, but needs a hell of a lot more, and he can't get it. Counter flank in from Chronicle, and now the spot out onto Sop. Trying to work his way back through the sewer, but this is looking like a nigh impossible task as Prophet will be ready for the push and the swing. Vitality once again, one away from tying this up.
Whatever
This is just absolutely wild. I mean, the confidence here, though, from Vitality, knowing they have that showstopper so they can just bully their way forward towards the site. Sure, they don't get a kill for it, but they get a lot of space off the back of that. And then at the end, everybody coordinating well to make sure that no extra damage done. And it's going to be FUT back on another Thrifty, but this time no ults to rely on. Try to give you that extra little advantage. Going to be the outlaw for Durka. Try to nullify
Cage triggered.
any aggressive plays from FUT over at Long A, but they're stacked up at B. Not seeing that same confidence and aggression that we saw against Full Sense. Starting to feel like maybe the FUT plans are coming a little bit unraveled. They are going to clear a little bit of util over there. And Vitality seems to want to take a fight. They're looking for the crunch.
Going to be playing right into the stack. Durka not going to be giving too many sightlines here as Prowler will check around the back of the box, and that does have Zeus ushered out into the open. Chronicle can easily collect the kill. He's sent out, will get a little bit of a delay.
Oh, what a nade.
Molly outside, all right. Able to find Crystalli. Sop now eliminated. Vitality not giving any wiggle room over to FUT. They're looking to make this a flawless as they tie it up 4-4. Yeah, Jay, last one standing. Nearly has him lined up for him. But it's only going to be the singular kill as Durka will fall, and Vitality, they find parity over FUT.
This is just great util usage from Vitality. The Prowler to clear one. They're able to just deal with players in great places. A great predictive grenade from Durka to put Sop in a really uncomfortable spot. And then they're just swarming, smothering, given that space to set up that crunch. So let's see if FUT has the counter. They've got another op, but it's a glass cannon for Sop. Not gonna have any armor behind it. Crystalli does have his ult. So do Kron and Sayonara. They're looking for a little bit of contact here. Let's see if they rip that Phoenix ult. Just try to brute force their way through.
Blaze wall set up. Spam looking to try to fish out this Phoenix, and he will end up getting snapped back eventually. Crystalli denying that entry onto the site. Cam still being watched. The Nightfall now going to be invested, connecting onto 2. Propic is able to find the 1. Yetajay, however, can't quite find that follow-up. Sayonara will sit him down. It's an immense amount of damage, but has the Molly. Will go ahead and get himself top back up as much as he possibly can. Beach over the corner. That should be just about dead, and yep, can't quite get away from it.
I know
It's ended up falling. The neural tip now going to be invested in Propic. Playing forward. Holds it down to Canteen, and Sop has been spotted. Vitality now get themselves into the lead.
Propic's going to be one away from another orbital there. Hoping to spare his blushes from the previous one. And he has been electric with the kills. Absolutely instrumental there. Pushing forward with Sayonara. Find that first kill and then just holding the line for the double. Incredible work. And the funny thing about this round was FUT was fully anticipating that off of that run it back after the clear of the Cypher util, that it was going to be a reclear, a wrap to the other side. So they were already positioning pieces on the other side of the map. Instead, Vitality just quickly doubles down. Something FUT wasn't expecting, something that Vitality isn't really known for. They're known for their ability to spread the map, to kind of tool with your head a little bit, kind of play that classic EMEA style. And in this Coinbase win condition timeout, you know, FUT there just really caught off guard with how Vitality is approaching this attacker side now.
Yeah, and it's going to have to be another thrifty attempt. They want to get themselves back into this and tie it up again, but you mentioned Propic. I mean, the Orbital one charge away. He is currently 14, 3, and 5. He has been tearing them apart, which is great to see after what was, I'd say, a bit of an off-kilt performance from him on Haven. We weren't seeing that fragging coming through. Felt like every time he got into an aim duel, he was just getting dips. Now, he is the one that is being dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, top to bottom, you feel like this Vitality roster, anybody can pop off at any time. So great to see him coming alive and, you know, getting that, like one of those ults you were talking about earlier, right? Either the Orbital or the Showstopper, getting those online so quickly, so impactful here on this attacker side. If they can continue this role, make this an 8-4, you got to feel really good about Vitality's chances to close this series out. But critical timeout for FUT taken. Let's see if they can find some value here in Eco. Yetajay tucked up, sitting with the shotgun. Does have his
crossfire. Zeus is there on top of Jen. Prowler checking around the back of the box. Nothing going to be noted. Orb is going to be grabbed up. Camera will get the ping reveal onto 1.
As Zeus is trying to find the kill and eventually will be rewarded for it. Yet a quick little pivot away. Avoids those paint shells. Pick up that cage, but Chronicle scaled forward. She's dancing around this one with a Bucky. Bounding up, looking for that kill, but he cannot get it. It's only going to be a lick of damage to Sayonara. Takes down 2. Zeus now joining Yedajay in the grave. Push forward into the smoke stop. It's going to be good for 1.
Cage triggered.
Picks up that weapon. He's still low on HP. Dirk at the same time able to find Sociable, gaining his ultimate in death. Or rather, had already committed it. It just didn't find the value. It's Cristali. Swing around, and it's just Whip City for him. Durka finds a readjustment. Sop eliminated, and the Thrifty not to be.
It's a roll of the dice here for FUT. Feeling like they could invest that crucial Brimstone ult into this, and they don't find the value. They come close, they give it a go. But right there, Sayonara, right as the orbital's blooming. Beautiful stuff from Dirk up on high. Stellar. Yeah, that one's a tough pill to swallow.
Frustrating, especially after the performance that we were seeing from Cristali on the previous map. Hasn't been able to find that same form yet. Sociable having to backpedal away. Ball connecting. Using that Stimpy, gonna get himself out towards safety, and they know exactly where he's at, so Showstopper serves up an easy kill. Now their own orbital strike. Holding to clear that tower. Pushes Yedajay down towards bench, and Chronicle is basting on them. Finds another. Cristali cannot pick apart Prophet, and Vitality will make their way up to a 7th round win. A massive rescue of this half. Unless Zeus can do the unthinkable. Blaze wall situated, he will just backpedal away. Knows that their economy is down in the dumps. They need everything that they could possibly get, so he will just go for the save and retain this weapon. As after a 0-3 start, Vitality now find themselves with the lead.
I mean, they're so ready for this aggressive play from FUT. Look at where those blue X's are on the map. They are pushed out, and Vitality handles it with grace. Still, though, I'm already looking towards this next round for FUT because we've already seen them pull off a Thrifty. It was a little bit wild, but you're going to have some real heavy-hitting ults potentially coming into this round. You already have the Showstopper. You have Yedajay's ult. Sop's one away from the Blade Storm. So there's a lot here to potentially turn this around, but a lot of frustration there from the FUT coaching staff. With this hot start they had, able to deal with the force buy. It felt like maybe they were going to have a shout on this defender's side to put up another strong performance, but Vitality has come roaring back once again and is looking to deny their entry into playoffs.
Sop, updraft up onto the box, tail wins away. Meanwhile, Chronicle, statuesque, never gives away his position. Doesn't look for that punish either. And sees forward, Cristali able to slow them up a little bit on this approach. They have to evacuate that Sands area. Sayonara continues to get closer and closer to pushing up onto the site. The Showstopper is still going to be there. Chronicle still waiting for this flank. And Sop, I think, is going to be none the wiser to this. If he's able to get the catch, that would be monstrous. But the footsteps, he's going to start hearing these. If he decides to tuck away, Yampi swinging the corner. There's the tap. The blade's going to be pulled, and he will get shut down. Unable to find anything on the follow-up. It's a fast pivot call here from FUT to try to get back over to B.
But they're leaving Sayonara on the other side of the map. I don't feel like this is a full commit from Vitality just yet.
They get the Showstopper out. And that is absolutely massive. FUT will find no value from this ult, and the spike gets ushered back across into this A site. Sociable starting to hear this, but look at this, the awareness as they push him into the open. A couple stray shots out from Zeus, but Chronicle still able to find more value. Yedajay is dead, and Zeus has fallen. Vitality roar back into this map, into this series. They lock up an 8-4 lead at the half.
The preparation here for Vitality, incredible. They do a great job reading the aggressive play from FUT. I think he might have heard Sociable's footsteps there.
They're onto the back foot. FUT now needing to come out, win that pistol again, and start building up a win streak of their own from the attacker's side. We'll see if they can do it after the break. We go now into the second half, this final map between FUT and Vitality. The pressure certainly building up for them. It was such a fantastic start to this map, but it has now eluded them.
6 in a row. 6 in a row for Vitality to close out that half. So the confidence is there. Profik is out of control right now, 17-3. Going into a defender's side, Brimstone. Got to feel like he can continue to carry the weight here for Vitality, potentially. This pistol, they've been so good for FUT this series so far. They've won the bulk of them, all but one. Is Vitality going to be able to find another in a pivotal moment? Be able to send themselves into playoffs as that first team through. Just have to wait and see. FUT, I want to see some more coordination here. It looked like that was starting to falter as that half went on. Some of that great trading, some of that great coordination, that push and pull they have with those double duelists just didn't seem to be there. They were trying to make some isolated individual plays at times, and it was getting shut right down by Vitality.
Here we go, the barrier's dropping, and Yami gonna take that first contact. It's gonna be good for a kill, but still able to trade it up. Damage suffered on the Sop. Back down to 45 is Sayonara. Maybe caught off guard here, trying to align the shots, but Yetajay does manage to come out on top. 5 health between these two players, and now it is down to Profik and Chronicle to try to see if they can rescue this, get themselves another pistol win. Or FUT are going to get the exact start that they need to try to bring this back under their control. Smoke ball down, and Chronicle's so wise to it. He finds a low HP Jet. Kristali needing to hold his own, but Chronicle locks on for the headshot. Spam now coming in. There's no Molly available, but Sociable is able to find Chronicle. The smoke will fall, and Sociable will stand tall once again. 3 kills for the Brim, another pistol under their belt. FUT 3 rounds away from tying it up.
I feel like, I'm pretty sure 7 out of his 9 kills are in the pistol rounds for Sociable. That is...
I believe that is correct.
Well, I mean, those are super impactful rounds, so if you're gonna find them there, that's fine. I don't see any buy up this time from Vitality. Just
moving over to the defender's side will just be the Bandit.
Yeah, just the Bandit, so we'll see. That's really nice for FUT, getting that orbital strike again. Fast-tracked a little bit. See what they want to do with the orbs. Yeah, they're just gonna feed them to Sociable. They're gonna work the map a little bit more here or not.
Camera out, clean tap from Yetajay. Sayonara, just another ult charge gained in death. Dirk at the same time riding the rope. He's going to try to get a catch here onto this enemy Cypher. And he will be able to do so. Can just upgrade over to the Ghost. Meanwhile, Yampi trying to find a timing out of the smoke, get some damage in, but Sop quickly shuts him down as the plant now will come through.
Spike planted.
Dirk just sliding back across towards that north side. Trying to just keep that doubt here in their head, make sure that they're constantly having to watch over towards that triangle, but Sociable is able to find another kill as Profik will fall. Paint shell into the face of Kristali will have him backpedaling away. But now the jig is up. They know where these players are at, and Sop eventually is able to get the hip fire to connect. Follow-up is looking clean here in the anti-eco. As FUT move up, now just down by 2.
They're carrying over some pretty hefty firepower. They're gonna have a couple rifles. They're gonna give Sop a Vandal as well. Ooh, Yetajay, man. Just love the way he plays the Cypher. So aggressive, so good off his own util.
No enemy remaining.
Sop just cooled down a little bit, but a little bit of frustration there shown. Even like, man, if he could have just got one there as Yampi, maybe that's what turns the tables in that round, but wait and see. Proactive play on a couple different sides of the map. Gonna rely on Chronicle's util here.
Cage
FUT at bay a little bit, but they're scaling.
With the camera, Chronicle tunnel along the Chokovich is going to be able to find him at Sop. We'll be able to trade him out. Now Sociable gets the trade up. Profik dead. The push forward through Canteen, and Sayonara will have Sop outdone. Favorite in that fight is Sociable, watching around the back. Blast pack forward. Durka going to be eating a little bit of damage. Now Sociable going to be the one that eventually can get overwhelmed. He's still able to cut himself another kill. Durka eliminated, and Yampi now into a 1v2 to try to prevent this bonus conversion.
Bring them down.
Now to try to check forward, but these players from FUT have scattered to the winds. Yetajay playing on that spawn side back of Gen. The other in tower, the time starting to bleed out. And there's a timing.
found for J, swinging in, util in hand. Yampi absolutely dead. Another bonus converted. FUT suddenly are one away from tying this up.
What an entry here for Stock Chronicles, trying to get away after a labored first kill.
One enemy.
And then Sociable starting to get it done with the rifles too now. Holding the line there, crucially, on the backside for FUT. It was even numbers for a moment. Now Sociable stopping the kill charts for FUT. Absolutely incredible. Sop gonna go for the outlaw. A couple sheriffs in the mix for Vitality. Yampi hearing a lot of guns.
Just a double trip set up into all 5 players on this north side, and Sop is able to find Yampi to start things off. Players in position for Vitality to try to counteract this. Should FUT continue forwards, this still yet could get very messy. It's a slow scale forward, and Chronicle hits a belter of a shot. Zeus gonna be taken down. Tailwind now popped. Cloud smoke comes in. Sop considering a check forward, but we'll just swap the guns over. Allows for a potential recovery on that outlaw as they just slowly and silently work their way back across towards B.
Yeah, you haven't seen or heard anything over here as J, so you're just gonna lasso the rest of the team over here. Bring them in. Kron will get an early warning with his cam, so Vitality can get over there pretty quick. It doesn't look like they're gonna make the move. They're gonna wait this out to make sure.
Fully smoked.
Just dropping down all the smokes, not wanting to give any cheeky angles over. Chronicle
30
will be the
seconds
first to rotate, currently working his way towards Canteen. The rest of the team seeming like they're not necessarily convinced quite just yet, maybe thinking this is going to be an elaborate ruse, but now they hear that plan coming through. Couple shots through the smoke, some damage going to be suffered by Sop, but still alive and well. Some decent youth, he'll try to create some angles here to get this going. Paint Shell is going to be invested straight up onto the site. Sociable still tucked in at bench, waiting for this push to come in. Prophet does have that outlaw in hand, but the spray down will eventually come through. Sop and J able to find kills off camera at the same time, and it's going to be a big round from the Jet as FUT tie it up 8-8.
Really sturdy stuff and great calling from Sociable to not fall for Vitality's trap. They lose the one player. And this is why you have those sentinels out on the peripheries of the map to alert you to when there might be some open space somewhere else. So that's a tough one to read because it's Kron who gets the kill. It's the Cyphers. You don't know if he's on his own. You don't know if he's kind of on that A site just trying to lock it down by himself. It's a really good one. And again, a hot attacker side start for FUT.
Well, they're going to try to punish Yampi again. This time he'll lead out with a Prowler. Not look to peek into the angle. Would love to try to push them back towards that south side into the sightlines of Durka. It'll just be a grab of the orb though. Playing Pac-Man and out, rotating back across, wanting to once again attack into B. There's knives that will get popped.
Smoke's down.
Needs to go huge here. Him and Prophet, they can buy some time.
Boomba checking around. Sociable going to be one away from having that orbital online.
Great stuff. Great orb
Obviously
funneling.
see over the top of that smoke, so knows that they're not scaling forward, but it's instead going to be the sewers push coming in. Same time, Sayonara, he has rotated into position, has that run it back available to try to shut down this take.
Grenade!
The fire going to be cleared out. 40 seconds remaining in the round. The up and over going through from Sop, and he's going to be shut down. Chronicles able to find two. Both duels now going to be dead. Prophet getting a piece of the pie as Crystalli will fall. Ping reveal there onto J, but he's managed to slip the net, tucking back over towards Canteen. Snap back on the Phoenix. Gets him further away. Durka at the same time joining in on this south side at main. Sociable's trying to fish up for this kill, open up some space. They're trying to go for the plan, but Chronicle holds his own, gets the 3K. Now looking for the fourth. J will deny, but he cannot get this round win.
10
seconds
seconds left.
remaining and completely surrounded. Durka dialed in on the angle. Will get Vitality back into a one-round lead.
That's exactly what you want to see from Kron. He is having a phenomenal map himself. 17 kills on the board. And the way he holds this down. Opts to not clear the haunt. Doesn't give a damn. Takes down both duelists himself.
One enemy.
Insane individual effort. And Durka there with that steady operator at the end. They have enough map control here that they can read this pretty well. Like you said, Zainor gets into place early. Give a little bit of help with that run it back with the Phoenix. No, high setup there. They're going to give up some space over at Dish.
Sop is going to have to be Johnny on the spot with this one. They tuck back around the corner. Now the face forward and Zainor will end up falling. They get 2 kills. Prophet still going to be playing forward here. Clears out that haunt. Oh, he nearly had them lined up, but it's still going to be Zeus swinging in to take down the enemy Brimstone. Durka now, his work cut out for him as Chronicle frantically tries to rotate into position, but he's going to be matched as the spike gets ushered back towards B. But the read is there for Vitality. Get themselves a decent enough position.
In beacon here.
Sociable. Revealed, has to tuck away, and Durka able to find Zeus on that entry. Snipes him out of the sky. The spike now going to be brought forward. Tap of the play, the showstopper going to be invested, and Chronicle has Sociable pinned in by the tripwire. All of a sudden, this round has completely been flipped on its head. Vitality once again favored. Playing this one out from a 3v5 deficit at the start.
They have enough time. They can make one more wrap here. Trying to keep their sounds obscured, and they will.
30 seconds left.
What a wild round already. Can't believe this is into a 2v2 now.
Starting to go for the sprint. Take the orb, get the plant, would have the Nightfall online, but it looks like they just want to try to get situated before any kind of rotations can quickly come in for Vitality. So Cam set up into the defender's spawn. Spike now, planted for Foot. Vitality, they have to be giving that a consideration. Is there a flank? Did they just send the planter by themselves? Camera going to be revealed. Spots out the one, hasn't seen the other, I don't believe. The door tapped, yet a J. Swooping forward, finds the first. They know exactly where Chronicle's at. Just need to try to not give him the angles. He's quickly storming his way towards Yedajay, but Yedajay turns back and shuts him down. 9-9. Foot again tied things up.
This is a hot start. The duelist this time immediately dealing with that A push out. Just an overstacked angle. Kind of reminds me a bit of the pistol round where Vitality only commits a couple players there. Foot's got their full forces and they're just overwhelmed. It's, for a second there, you believe that Durka and Chronicle, 2 of the best to ever play the game, might be able to take the 2v4, but Foot makes a great late rotation and holds the line. Yedajay, big plays again on the Cypher. The timeout, Vitality. A lot to talk about.
Trying to scrape together what they can here in this Coinbase win condition. See, it's going to be a mixed bag. The operator, sure, there for Durka, but the things alongside it, that Stinger, that Spectre. Roughness in the purchase, and ults at the moment eluding them. They're 1 away from a Nightfall, 1 away from an Orbital Strike, but you've got that Showstopper still in the back pocket for Zeus, their own Orbital, and Cristali nearly has a Nightfall of his own. So right now, it feels like Foot coming into this decently favored. What do they end up doing here? It's going to be the Outlaw for Sop at the end.
Yeah, so that means 3 players, including Durka with the Op, are going to be vulnerable to the 1-tap from the Outlaw. That's something you got to consider.
He's glass cannon on it.
The early start to that round, so interesting for Vitality, where they gave up space at Dish. Now they're going to try to fight for it again, but Foot never even explored this part of the map in the previous round.
It's just going to be this high-low, but Cristali has overall been pretty good about sending the Prowlers here. Try to get that scout, but it looks like, are they just going to have Sop swing into this one? No, Prowler will lead the charge. It's Propic just checking in on a pixel angle, but won't be rewarded with any sightlines.
Yeah, that's 2 guns, so you've got to re-clear with the Boombot here. You do not want to overcommit and just get mowed down. But look at how Vitality's setting up. Look how many players are right underneath drop. Oh, they don't commit. Okay.
They're pushing forward on this. At least the 2 of them are. Wanting to maybe just try to re-clear this position, but you don't have the Prowlers, so it does become a risk. Now we'll just silently wait in that smoke, but Foot, they have evacuated the area.
So much of this is that information game, that back and forth.
And they're getting plenty of it now. There's no counter scale forward from Yedajay to try to draw attention on that Hall side of A, so this does allow for Vitality to start believing that this is just fully going to be a B hit. Forward trip has to be cleared out. Zeus, however, just bounds up in the tower. He's able to displace Chronicle. Finding that kill, the orbital strike, ensuring that there's no one else in position. Meanwhile, Tripwire able to get the spot out on the two players on the approach. Sociable is going to have to be the one paying attention to that as Sayonara leaps forward into the smoke. The push in, and he will have him caught off guard. Zeus, however, quickly trades it back. Maintaining the player advantage. 4 foot as they look to try to take this up to double digits. He's locked in, but Yetijay on the flank. Yumpy none the wiser, being heard, and he will be dealt with. Camera not quite where they wanted it to go. Unless Durka can line up a couple more critical shots. I don't know if they're going to be able to get this round wrangled. The peek out, Yetijay going to be taken down. Prophet is able to find one. South getting some damage through. Now orbital strike is going to be called in. He jumps forward, the shorty, it does not connect! And Vitality rescue the round!
And it's Durka's op leading the charge again. Finds huge kills there to keep FUT pinned off of him. Just sociable.
It is a 2v4.
It is again. This time Vitality gets it to go. I was just gonna say, Prophet gets his kill, he's gonna get his ult. And he does, and it forces Sop out. The shorty not gonna be there, and whoa. Vlad slams the fist.
Two sides of a coin. It's got to be a frustrating one. You never want to be seeing your players giving up rounds like that when you're so far ahead of the start. Reveal outside, Ara's going to be able to find one before he gets traded. Still decent value as paint shell exchange. Reveals there. Stali desperately trying to find this elimination. Eventually will be able to do so, but Prophet gets sociable at the same time. Keeps it into a 3v3, but Yumpy gets them back into the advantage position.
No more found you.
Yetijay can try to go walking out of the smoke, and Durka has him dead to rights. The plant is there. It's another paint shell built up, and there is the shot. Durka is connecting with everything across these last several rounds, and Vitality are going to be 2 away from taking this series.
And that was a pivotal round because of the economies of both of these teams. A few players on each side, very, very weak. And so for FUT, it's going to be a little bit shaky coming into the next one. There's still a little bit of money available for few players, but Sayonara there, taking that early contact. Prophet just crouching, holding the line at the door, buying that time. Yumpy as well, not overstaying his welcome, has learned his lessons from some of the early struggles.
Always going to be giving it. And that's a timeout now. Forced out of FUT. You know that their backs are up against the wall in these last couple of rounds, slipping from their grasp in ways that are unaffordable. And you can see what that's doing to the coaching staff.
For sure. The cortisol levels are rising, no doubt about it, on both sides, I'm sure. But kind of a great round for Vitality in terms of just, they're starting to push out a little bit on the map. They're constantly either fighting for dish control or they have some kind of setup behind it. So as FUT, you got to talk about, maybe we got to try other contact fights on the map. Maybe we can work the map a little bit more to keep Vitality a little bit off guard. We could play a little bit of ante, like we saw with Vitality in their attacker side, where you kind of wait it out, see if you can get them to overstep their ground a little bit. And yeah, the economy here just not great for FUT. One player could afford a rifle. Sociable goes for the full armor and a stinger. So this is seemingly going to put Vitality up to match point, but FUT has already worked a little bit of magic in the Thrifties. See if they can get one here when they need it most.
It'd be monstrous for them. Where's that operator? An ever-present consideration for them. Trying to figure out where the hell is Durka.
This is a full B read from the beginning for Vitality, but this is just a scoop of the orb early for FUT.
Zeus is 2 charges away from having that showstopper, but Chronicle, he might just be able to make this an absolute nightmare for them. Scaling forward, gets himself tucked away over at bench, and is this going to be any consideration? The answer is absolutely not. He's going to play it patiently. Oh my God! Chronicle able to find the 2. Zeus does manage to turn back, find that elimination, but that just might be enough damage dealt. The jump across the shot going to be late. Durka able to reposition, gets himself the canteen. So trying to go for that recheck, but Showstopper doesn't get the kill. Sayonara stays alive. Ult is going to be popped, but he doesn't have anywhere to go, so Castali is able to collect that. Peek out, it's just a tap, the bandit in the hand for Yedajay. Durka, the paint shell gonna be chucked in. Pushes them forward. A gun collected, a 2v2. And how in the hell have FUT gotten it to this position? Swoop out down, Cristali will be taken down, and Yedajay has to do it all. Finds the first immediately, looks to reposition. Slotting up in the tower, but it's just a matter of time before Durka will get the assessment, will have the read, taps it, is dialed in. Yedajay, does he bite the bait? The answer for now is no. Plays it wisely, plays it patiently. Another tap, a swap of the gun, and now the scale forward. Durka thinking that he's been re-wrapped on. But Yedajay just continues to not buy it. He knows he's not sticking it. Rides the rope back down again, and Durka will just look to escape, try to retain the operator. Yedajay claims him as the spike erupts. That is a monstrous Red Bull clutch to be found. FUT, once again, one round away.
What a recovery here for FUT. You lose 2 players early. The Kron's tucked in position. This could have gone so much worse for them. They're able to turn just in time, and then the showstopper doesn't get the kill. But then Sayonara panics, goes for the ult when there's another layer there, and Cristali takes him down. Yedajay, so reliable, so smart. Absolutely outthinks Durka the whole way there.
And now it's Vitality, the ones that are struggling as far as the economy is concerned, but they're looking for the north side. Crunch! They're able to find 2. Showstopper going to be chucked in. Doesn't need to find anything. They've already found the kills. They found the spike. Chronicle has found Sop as well. And what a response for Vitality to just run at them to up the pace. They absolutely sucker punch FUT.
I know exactly where you
And for good measure, the neural depth will be invested, spotting out both players, and they could just continue to fan out and stay implanted on top of this spike.
Gotta make sure that you're not caught off guard, so that's why you're having Yampi watch the dish side. Still a ton of time left on the clock, but fighting through this stack, you would think. Nigh undoable.
Just a 3-player, high-low. Sop would have to do something incredible with this outlaw, have them lined up. Corpse,
30 seconds
only one
left.
available to them on the other side of the map, and yep, the opening shot will not even get to be fired. Vitality. They up the pace. They catch FUT completely unawares, and now they're up to match point.
I love the calling today here from Yampi. He's had a couple rounds where he's completely fooled FUT, and this is another one. Get that early flash out. Tons of value there for the Phoenix, for Sayonara. We might be saying goodbye to FUT.
There's nothing else for them. The money just is not there. A Guardian, the best that they're able to find. The Stinger's going to be in hand. This is going to have to be a concise and clean round for them. 2 to go to try to take this into overtime. And for now,
Key point here could be only 1 player. 1 tap to that outlaw.
The updraft. Does he check down? Lands right there above Sayonara's head. Lands back over to that dish side. Vitality now encroaching. Sayonara. He's just able to find Yedajay, who's just none the wiser. Sop will be able to come away with 1. Zeus gets to kill him to Sayonara, but for now the weapons are going to be unrecoverable. They have to just stick with what they have. Couple shots gonna be flying through him. The 1-2 punch. Durka takes out Sociable, takes out Zeus. Sop now, they're trying to swing the corner, but Chronicle holds his own. Cristali needing to find 3, Durka down to a sliver. Time starting to be on his side, swings out, can get the run, but nothing more!